Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show, Tuesday evening. Okay. The title is not trending. Let me say that right now, but it's a discussion I want to have with you. Can a woman be high value? High value. Not to be confused with a boss bitch. I want to go first. Okay. Usually I let my audience, jump on the calls and possibly steer the show. But tonight I want to go first, okay? Can a woman be high value? Well, who are you of value to? I wrote a couple of things down for you. Who are you of value to? You see, having assets, a lot of times people confuse that with being wealthy. Who are you of value to? Do you serve a community? Okay. What is your network? Not your net worth, your network. Do you have lawyers, doctors in your family, any type of judges? What is your network? A couple of more things here I want to put on the table. And there is a double standard, in case you don't know, due to the laws of nature, regardless of whether you subscribe to the theory of God or not. There is a double standard, okay? If you're married with no kids, then you're not high value. Because a woman who is high value, she has a value, not just to her partner, but to the offspring. So let me answer the question for you. Can a woman be high value? Only if she's married. Now, you can chime in, and I want you to early. You can put Kevin Samuels into the mix, a.k.a. to the Godfather. I don't know if he ever addressed this. I'm sure he had his own interpretation. I'm older than Kevin Samuels was, so coming from that era and acquiring knowledge, wisdom, and other things, traveling as I have done throughout my life, I'm a reader. You know, reading is important. Let me just say that in case some of you don't know. It also helps stabilize your mind, helps you concentrate, focus. There's a lot more to reading than just absorbing a book. But if Kevin Samuels addressed this, then call in, chime in to the conversation. Again, this is not a trending topic, so I want you guys to feel free to speak. I will give you the last word, as you know, okay? Let me also say to any females who may think that you're going to call in and change the question, no, you'll be dismissed fast. I don't want to hear from contentious, argumentative women. The question is the question. Bitch? Oh, yeah, bitch. You call each other bitch? Don't get offended if we call you bitch. Bitch. And again, are you a boss bitch, confused about being high value? I also want to ask to some of you, or to some of you guys, pardon me, in that live chat, what is the medical history of your loved one, your significant other? Did you get her medical history checked? You guys got to start doing that. Now more so than ever, because a lot of these females, they are dabbling in counterfeit pills, right? They're getting all sorts of body work, and they're getting Botox and all sorts of injections in the face and the ass cheeks, the BBLs. So they are literally running the risk of what they produce in terms of children, offspring. Okay, so that's my main topic this evening. You guys can chime in, as I said, as we go along. Showrunner Cardi B cleared of assault in the civil trial. I got to play that video for you. Cardi B catching W's out here. Catching W's. And she has issued a warning as well, standing outside of the courtroom. You guys up to speed on what's going on with Cardi B? Cardi B won again. I don't know what's going on with the Milagro Grams and Megan Thee Stallion case, if anybody wants to bring me up to speed on that. Okay. All right. But with regards to my show title, the question, can a woman be high value? I say only if she's married. You see, ultimately, a woman is trying to get claimed. She's trying to get claimed. You see, men get chose or chosen. There's a difference. A woman is trying to get claimed. Oh, she's trying to get that ring. Don't get it fucked up. I'm not going to take any shots at any women in particular, but, there's women out here who are older and they would lead you to believe that they are the grand prize. No, they are depreciating assets. And the ROI is not that good on a depreciating asset. Can I get an amen in the live chat early? If you have a classic car sitting in the garage, you have to look up under the hood to see the engine, because that's what it ultimately comes down to. You can always fix up the body on a classic car, but that engine is key. Is the engine seized? Does it have to be rebuilt? Do you have to get a new one? I also want to say something here with regards to assets and acquiring things in life. Don't get it twisted. You can't take none of that shit with you. So what you achieve and or acquire is not impressive to a real man. And I'm going to be talking about real men tonight and what real men look for in a high-value woman. I'm not interested in a boss bitch, because a boss bitch, they come and go. And if you're doing all of this, taking your goofy ass friends down to the Bahamas, Cancun, all that shit, that plays out real fast. Some of the older women who may be confused about being a boss bitch and a high-value woman, yes, they get their hair done, their nails done, everything did. You have to. You gotta put gel or whatever you put on those old yellow cracking toenails. You have to. You gotta cover it up. All right, phone lines are open, and I've got a couple of other videos that I do want to play with regards to some topics here this evening. Guys, I'm not up to speed on any more shootings in Chicago, but I would like to be brought in the loop. Area code 909, please turn that down in the background. Are you ready? 909, can a woman be a high value? 909.
Star, this is Luke Kenny.
Hey, man, good to hear from you. Good to hear from you.
Hey, Star, first, let me say this. It's hard for me to send you donations right now.
Okay.
Because I don't really do the PayPal and the Venmo thing.
You have spent Scruller. You've got credit with me, Luke Kenny. Where do you want to start?
Appreciate that, Star. Hey, so I wanna talk about the woman being a high value. Is that possible, right?
Can she?
That's the question.
Can a woman be a high value?
Yeah. Man, Star, this is I do have a lot to say about this, but I think it's a layered topic. Maybe after today you might do it part 2, but anyways, I think she can be. She can be. And I don't think it has anything to do about race. I think it's more about morals and accepting duty. I think a woman can be high value if she's married to a righteous man, and also enhance.
Well, that's what I said, Luke Caney, coming out the gate early. Only if she's married. I'm not talking about some boss bitch. She getting the bag. She's got a PhD.
Right.
That's not a high value woman. If she's married, then she is a value to someone or some community or some children. Come on, I need you to pick up the pace. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. But Star, I did add that she needs to enhance that man's peace, and I think that's where it starts, because a righteous man is already gonna be at peace. So if he can enhance his peace or maintain his peace while accepting the duty of being a woman, then you can be of a high value to a man. But I'm using the word righteous man because I want to differentiate from the so-called high value alpha males that we all know aren't, right? I think that
Look, Katie, I'm going to jump in. I appreciate you, but we're not here to give bitches a pass tonight. And I need you to stop giggling. This is a serious conversation, okay? Hypothetically speaking, you can be a bum-ass nigga, a bum, but you can be married to a high-value woman. Her duty, by the laws of nature, are to raise the children. Yes?
Indeed.
Yes. Her duties.
Yes.
Her duties are to be a righteous woman. Now, we can play the game about morals, ethics, and values, and that's part of, being a high-value woman. But don't put it off on the man like he has to be a righteous man. No. You got a lot of bum-ass niggas in and out of the penitentiary, but they have high-value women. Come on.
Right. I mean, Star, listen. I'm gonna stand on this, right? That's the way you see things as an OG. And I'm putting my perspective as a man that's in the middle age, and I'm looking at women and I'm looking at what they're missing.
Okay.
They're missing guidance. They're missing guidance, a lot of guidance. A lot of women have a lot of potential, but they're not high value because they don't have guidance. And you brought the topic of nature. In nature,
laws of nature, and I'm not
laws of nature.
I'm not putting religion into it or your system of belief. I'm not doing that right now.
I'm not doing that. But I'm speaking of the laws of nature. Even the lioness, even though she goes and hunts, she knows who rules the kingdom. Okay. That's the lion. Okay. The lion is the one that's gonna stand up when the hyenas are showing up. So if you want to bring it to the laws of nature, I'm giving you my perspective. Yes, she can be. She has to be married to a righteous man. A righteous man has discipline, standards, and understanding.
Got you. Can I ask you a question, Lucani?
Yes, sir.
You're in seek of a woman, yes?
Yes.
You're in seek of a wife. We've spoken before. You're from the Congo by way of Los Angeles. You are in seek of a wife, yes?
We spoke about this. Yeah. We spoke.
A real man ain't in seek of a wife. The wife comes to him. She chooses him.
Right.
Real men, real niggas. We don't chase women. We got options.
Nobody said I was chasing. Nobody said that.
But
Nobody
you said
that.
You are in seek. You just said in seek. You're in seek of a wife.
Yes, Star. Okay. Let's bring it to vocabulary. Being in seek of riches doesn't mean chasing riches. It doesn't mean that.
Look, Kenny, I need you to land your plane. We're not talking about riches. We're talking about wives and high-value women. Please.
We talk about the word seeking. All right. But anyways, this is not about me. This is about the topic and my point of view on the topic.
Okay.
Yes, she can be.
High value.
The righteous man part plays a part.
Got you.
And she needs to enhance the peace. I'm out, Star.
Appreciate the call. Thank you. Lucani on the line. This is not a complex question. It's not over people's heads. No, it's very direct. Can a woman be high value? I did a little research. I didn't find anything on the topic. What I did see was a lot of confused women who think that, if I got my own money and my own car, this and that. Well, what is that song that Beyonce or Destiny's Child put out years ago? Miss Independent or something? I don't know. That's cute. But again, ultimately, they are in seek of validation. The ring. They want the ring. Phone lines open right now. Hey, Miriam, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Miriam says, Cardi B is a boss bitch, and you dark-skinned hoes better watch yourself. Ooh. Okay. I think she's standing on Latina business. I want to, again, I'm not trying to tell you what you should or shouldn't think. But let's not get it confused about the man. The man doesn't necessarily have to have the role here to match a high value woman. There is a double standard. You can be a bum ass nigga with stink feet, and you're being chased for child support. But you can have a high value woman. She handles things. She handles things. And again, one of the most important things, I'm going to say it again, is what is her network? Network, not net worth. Area code 260. Please watch the language. Can a woman be high value? That's what we're discussing this evening. 260.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Who am I speaking to?
This is Ray.
Hey,
Thank
Ray.
you for taking my call.
How are you?
So, if you give me just a moment, I want to make it quick, but I just want to get
Well,
straight to
can you take off the headset or whatever you're doing? You're driving. We hear noise in the background.
I'm so sorry.
I want to hear you.
I'm sorry.
But I can't let you kill the vibe. Please.
Okay.
Give her a
Is
second.
it better now?
There you go. How are you? You said Ray? Ray's your name?
Yes,
Good evening.
it is.
Where do you want to go, Ray?
So, the woman I called my grandmother, born in 1920, is the last high-value woman that I can clearly say that is a high-value woman. So, her husband procreated with a woman who was a low-value woman, and that produced me. She took me into her home as her own child, as her own daughter, knowing that her husband, stink feet and all, created this child with another woman who was not properly prepared to raise me. She treated me like I was her own. This woman didn't know how to drive. She had a garden in the back, cooked every meal for us every day. My grandfather cheated, or should I say my father, but I was raised as if these people were my grandparents because back then it was a big secret. But I come to learn that in time as an adult that was actually my father, and she was not even my grandmother. She was just his wife, and I called them my grandparents.
Okay.
This woman put up with the worst, never complained, never left, took care of me on my sick bed and him, her husband, who brought this illegitimate child into her home, accepted me with all the love and care and respect. This woman,
I have to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
This is a beautiful. This is a beautiful story. This was your mother or grandmother? I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
So actually, neither. So
what was your connection to her?
Woman.
Because I got to stay on topic. What was your connection to her?
So my connection to her was my father was her wife, but she was not my mother.
Your father was her wife? That doesn't make sense. She was your father's wife, legally, or?
Yes, legally. Okay. He procreated with another woman.
Okay.
And that woman was not prepared to have on the responsibility of a child.
Why did you say he cheated? If I can interrupt, why did you say he cheated? Because, during that particular time, women had very few options and they had to accept certain things. So cheating wasn't equivalent to what it is today. Why'd you say he cheated?
I mean, that's just how I look at it. I couldn't imagine I couldn't imagine being married to a man and him having a child with another woman, and then that woman not being prepared to take care of that child, and me allowing.
But you're not high value, so
an infant.
I'm sorry, but you're not high value. So what you perceive their union to be is not really within your understanding. Now, she may have been the matriarch of your family, and I say that with all due respect, but the question is, can a woman be high value? Can you answer that before we get back to your beautiful story? Can a woman be high value?
Well, no, that's all the point that I wanted to make is that yes, a woman can be high value,
Okay.
but there are not many more that exist anymore. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
That she provided a great example of high value. I only strive to be as high value as she was. Just to be totally honest.
Well, will you get there? Respectfully, will you get a ring? That's what it comes down to.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Gonna be honest.
I appreciate the call, though. I appreciate the call.
All right. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Wasn't that nice? We had a nice exchange. Nobody talking about, well, yo, the question should be this. No. The question is what it is. Anybody else want to call in with some beautiful stories about Nana back in the days? Slaving over the pot. She cooked and cleaned. Nana knew her fucking place. Let's not get it twisted about women back in the days. Nobody had to cheat, A man could stay gone for 3 days. I'll see you when I see you, goddamn. Take care of everything. Area code 313. This is not a trending topic. Please watch the language. Can a woman be high value?
Well, first of all, I want to try to understand what is everybody equating high value, because a lot of people are using monetary reasons, or like that young lady just called in. She just called in because her grandmother, no disrespect, was just kind of like lending a blind eye to what her granddaddy was just doing. That was just wild work. High value has something to do with two people being compatible. What do she add on to the other person? Do you understand what I'm saying? As far as high value, what is being added on?
Right.
That's what value is all about.
Come on. You have the floor, sir. Continue. 313.
Oh, okay. So in retrospect, a lot of people always say that it's a lot of low value women out here. But what people fail to realize is the guys out here have low value mentality. So guess what? They looking at low value women. That's just what it is. If I'm saying all these women out here is low value, that means I must be low value as a man, because that's what I'm dealing with.
No, sir.
I'm dealing with low value women.
No, sir. Can I jump in with all due respect? How old are you? You sound
most definitely.
You sound like you're a man who has knowledge, possibly wisdom. How old are you, sir?
49.
Okay. A bum nigga, sir. A bum nigga.
Right.
As long as and let's keep it real tonight, as long as he puts down his dick game, he does not have to be a high value man. We're talking about high value women tonight. Is there such a thing? Now, maybe you're just now tuning in. I asked a question earlier. Who is she a value to? Not just to one person, to a community, to children. What is her network? Not net worth. Who is she connected to? Is anybody in her family a judge, a plumber, a carpenter, an electrician? Or is 70% of the men in her family in the fucking penitentiary? So we're talking about things that come with a high value woman, if there is, such a thing. We're also talking about the confusion. Hang on, let me just say this last thing. The confusion that a lot of women have between being a boss bitch and a high value woman. Take it from there.
Right, and exactly. A boss chick, like you just said, it's all fictional. Let's be honest here. A boss chick is all fictional. And high value women do exist. You do have women out here that are movers and shakers and are able to actually get into rooms and close deals and do things like that.
Sure.
But like I said, in all actuality, it's a man's world. And anything she does, she's always adding on. And women got to understand that's just what it is. I didn't make these rules. Right. These rules existed before I got here and before you got here.
Right.
These rules, they exist. If you want to go religious, they're in the Bible. You want to go to the Quran, they're in the Quran. I don't know what you want to say. They're everywhere.
Right.
And before we get off topic, I want to shout you out, man, because you don't understand.
Sir, please, no shout outs. Let's stay on topic.
All right.
No, I appreciate you, but let's not do shout outs. Any thoughts with regards to Cardi B? I'm going to play a video soon. Cardi B out here taking bitches' heads off in civil court. Yep, Speed. No? If not, just say no. I
Oh,
don't know.
me?
Yeah, Cardi B. Caught another W.
Oh yeah, Cardi B. As far as her getting off on the court, acting a fool or whatever, that's her thing. She just basically just all about, you know what I mean, showmanship.
Okay.
She's just trying to basically stay relevant. She got the single out. The single is doing well and it's not doing so well.
Okay.
So she trying to like float the boat with that whole little situation right there.
Okay.
So yeah, that was just some Cardi B stuff. Yeah, you know.
I appreciate the call, sir. Salute.
All right, salute you too.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Let me get to this Cardi B video. Hey, Deeds, I got your text message. Deeds has sent me a feel-good video. We play these once in a while. Bill, I got your donation via Venmo. Thank you so much. RR, I got your donation. Value is in the eye of the beholder or the seeker. Okay, I appreciate your donation, RR. But no, we're going in balls deep on these females tonight. Keep in mind, every female is not a lady, just like every male is not a man. We'll come back to that shortly. Let me play the Cardi B clip. Shoosh. This came out 2 hours ago. For those of you who care about Cardi B, whether she's, got new music out or not, I don't care. I don't give a goddamn about Cardi B's music, but she's getting busy in court.
Breaking news out of L.A. County tonight. The jury in Cardi B's civil assault trial has reached a verdict, finding her not liable of assault and battery against a security guard in 2018. The deliberations taking less than an hour. The rapper there in court as each juror was asked if their decision was unanimous, and you can see the relief on her face. Take a look.
Was it unanimous, juror number 1? Yes. Number 2? Yes. Number 3?
Yes.
Number 4?
Yes.
Number 5?
Yes.
Number 6?
Yes.
Number 7?
Yes.
Number 8?
Yes.
Number 9?
Yes.
Number 10? Yes. 11?
Yes.
And 12?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and dedication to this case.
All right. With that, Camila Bernal joins us live tonight. Camila, walk us through exactly what the jury found here.
Well, by finding her not liable, Tom, what they found is that she did not lie to them. They believed everything she said on the stand. This stems from a 2018 incident. And what Cardi B says is that she was going to the OBGYN. She was pregnant with her first child, was about 4 months pregnant, but she had not told anyone. And so when she stepped out of the elevator to go into her doctor's office, the security guard was there. She was on the phone and said something along the lines of, "Oh my gosh, it's Cardi B." And Cardi B felt like she was being recorded, that maybe she would talk about her pregnancy. And that's when this fight started. Cardi B saying it was just a verbal fight. They exchanged a lot of colorful words. And the security guard had said that Cardi B had hit her, had cut her face with her fingernails. But the jury did not believe that security guard and essentially sided with Cardi B here, who was very honest, very colorful. You could see it in her facial expressions. You could see it throughout the entire trial, just her being Cardi B, Tom.
Yeah, I want to play some of those moments from the trial of Cardi B on the stand, which have been seen millions of times online, and talk about it on the other side. Let's take a look.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a
Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs.
You said she's bigger than you. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
So how critical was Cardi B's testimony in this case, which I didn't really, I don't know if that was revealing what we just heard there, but explain it.
Yeah, I think it was really important because the jury got to see her and her attitude and who she was. She was not shy about it. And even after the verdict was reached, when she went outside to speak to reporters, she told people, "I spoke the truth." She essentially said, "I did read a lot of these comments and saw social media and saw what people were saying about me being a good person on the stand or just giving good testimony." And she said, "All I was doing here was telling the truth." And you could see it in her expression, in her face, and her blunt answers, because that's basically what she did. And outside of the court, she also said, "Look, if you sue me, I'm going to counter sue." She was essentially giving a warning for whoever wants to sue her next, because what she was saying was, "I'm not going to give
I'm going to jump in there. There's another video that I will play with regards to Cardi B talking outside the courthouse. I think it's important with regards to that ruling for some of you up and coming or some of you now content creators. You got to be careful when talking about suing somebody. Cardi B, whether hip hop likes her or not, she knows how to turn on the charm in that courtroom. She knows when she gets on the stand that she is going to appeal to certain people. That jury deliberated for less than 2 hours. Keep that in mind, okay? All right, let's go back to the phone lines here with regards to our main topic. Area code 626. I think I know who this is. Are you there? 626. Yes, no, maybe. Do not kill the vibe. Okay, he's doing too much. Area code 604. Good evening. Are you there? Please watch the language. 604.
Hey, Star.
Hey. Hey.
I wanted to chime in on your showrunner today.
Okay. Is this Radio What's New out of Canada?
It is, yeah.
Nice to hear from you. Where do you want to start?
So I feel like your definition of a high value woman is very rigid. I feel like high value was created during COVID, like all make-believe things. You either have integrity or you don't.
Come on, you have the floor. Come on.
So when you are claiming that only married women are of high value, that's true in the civilizational sense. However, if, like myself, you grew up in the generation where a man's attention has been hijacked by photographs, then unfortunately there's not a lot of people that you can commit to a lifelong journey with. So maybe let's, rename it, relabel it instead of saying hi.
Oh, no. No. I think you're tuning in late. I've already said if you try and change the title, you're dismissed. I don't care, what you think. The title is the title. You see, that's the issue that we tend to have a lot with contentious women and argumentative. And I don't know if that applies to you, but the title is the title.
No.
Title's the title.
I understand. It's just, but, we've learned lately in the last half a decade that titles and labels maybe are not the truth. So that's the angle that I was coming from.
Whether you think it's the truth or not, hang on. So that we're not talking on top of each other. Whether you think it's the truth or not, that's my title. Either address the title or bye-bye.
I'll address the title, but I think that there's a lot of high-value women. However, in order for them to meet the qualifications that you had mentioned, it's a team effort. You can't be on a team by yourself. So that's the only point that I was bringing up.
That's a weak point. Let's have a conversation. That's a weak point. We're talking about women. We're not talking about the union of matrimony. With all due respect, this concept, this understanding of values goes back centuries, thousands of years. Kevin Samuels, if we can just focus on him for a second, spent about a decade on YouTube before he found his lane. I don't know how far you go back with him. Kevin Samuels was trying to work with men, pause. He was trying to...
Just like Charleston White, yeah.
That's fine. He was talking to guys primarily. When he started talking to females, that's when he popped off. So let's go back 200 years. Were there any high-value women back then?
There was team players. You had to.
That wasn't the question.
What civilization you're living in.
That wasn't the question. You see, you can't even, with all due respect, you're not listening. Put your listening ears on, like Judge Judy says. Were there any high-value women 200 years ago?
Based on your definition, I could, yeah, sure.
Never mind my definition. It's a question. Never mind me.
Then yes, of course, yeah. They kept us alive for us to make it to this generation, so yeah.
Tell us about those high-value women. They had very little rights. They couldn't own property. They were being accused of being witches. Tell us about those high-value women 200 years ago. Never mind Star, never mind, COVID, Kevin Samuels. Tell us about those high-value women, please.
200 years ago, like in North America?
in Spain, in West Africa. I don't know. Take a pick.
Well, up until the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, it was a much more developed civilization. But okay, so in general, that's true. Most women that were not wealthy did not have any rights. That is true. Even in the country that I'm in, it didn't happen until the 30s that they were considered a person as per the Supreme Act. So yes, they did not have any rights.
But I'm asking you to tell us about those high value women. What made them high value, even though they had very little rights, even though there were very few jobs, if any, tell us about them. Can you? I mean, I'm trying to have a serious conversation here. I'm not trying to berate anybody. I went first, but you don't have to agree with me. But tell us about, can a woman be high value? Go ahead and land your plane.
They can, but relationships and marriages back then, everyone had to work, although most people think that wasn't the case. So if you were a farmer's wife, you're working on the farm. If you were a blacksmith's wife, then you work in there. So they were definitely working as hard as they can, yeah. But the focus back then was children. I think the reason why there's so much animosity between the genders now is because the whole purpose of being together is to have a family unit. So that's why there's so much pressure on each other to kind of satisfy whatever folks need, because it took away the focus from the babies.
Nice to talk to you, Radio. What's new?
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Phone lines open. Janelle, I got your email. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm going to get to that video. A millionaire snatched a hat from a child at the U.S. Open. Oh, my goodness. Millionaire white man from Poland, I think, and stood on it. Gave the kid some other hat and told everybody else in the world of media, back up off me. Area code 626. Are you there?
Hey, what up, Star? You can hear me, right?
It's a little noisy.
I'm audible.
It's a little noisy. Who am I speaking to?
Hang on. I got this on speaker. Okay, now it's all speaker. This is CVR. CVR was good, man.
Hey, man. How you been? Where you been?
Man, right now I'm over here in the Carolinas. I'm finna be up in Idaho in a couple of weeks. Got a 9 Inch Nails concert over in Atlanta next week. Nice. Life is life, and you feel me?
Life on the road. Let's get right to the topic. Can a woman be high value? CVR.
No, they cannot. A woman will always be a burden.
You focus.
Now
You focus tonight. Let's go. Let's go, CVR.
Okay.
Say it again.
A woman will always be a burden. My reasoning behind this is because of the fact that since I was a youth and have, gotten with women, right. Since my wife had, our marriage, our cohabitative marriage, our cohabitated union dissolved back in 2020, which, led me to, basically become a permanent resident of the streets of the States. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely say, you know what I mean? Like that, I wouldn't be like that if I never would have gotten, into a romantic relationship, if I wouldn't have fallen, got bitten by the love bug, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now,
are you a father, CVR? I forget. Do you have kids?
I do not have children. I believe that children are burdens as well, too. Now, that was a little bit easier to figure out in my early 20s than marriage was to figure out, that this is a burden as well, too. You know what I mean? I had to go through that. So then by the time that I was 25 and my marriage dissolved, now I see that I'm never cohabitating with a female again. The most that I do is I get them at a hotel or I catch them on the road and I got to send them packing. Because if I don't do that, I could end up dead. There's been There's been experiences that I've had with females who used to be beauty queens over in Atlanta last year when I was working in Birmingham. Used to be beauty queens. And then at 2 a.m. in the morning, tried to put a hammer to my head due to the fact that, you know, I kept coming back from Birmingham.
I got to jump in CVR because you tend to go off, you know, into different directions. Now, for those who don't know, and I'm not trying to clown you, you live on the road. You're a day laborer. Yes?
Yes, I am. But now I'm about
But truthfully, you're probably happy. Hang on. You're probably happy. You were married for how long?
I was married for 4 years.
Okay. She divorced you, yes?
And
she divorced you?
Yes. Yes, she left me. There was never any paperwork. It was
praise God she left you.
Relationship.
Praise God she left you because
I'm glad she did too. I'm glad she did too because it was perfect at that time in my life. Because if I would have gotten married right now, I'm 30. I just turned 30 last month. If I were to get married in the next 5 years or so, and say I get successful, like immensely successful with the career that I'm starting over at FedEx, dude, like in my 40s, if I got married then, dude, I'd be screwed. If I had kids, I'd be screwed. There'd be no way that I could recover. Right now, I'm in a recovery period. You see what I'm saying? I'm in a recovery period right now. If I had that recovery period at 40, if I lost it all at 40 instead of losing it all at 20 because of abroad, dude, there'd be no way to make up lost time. No way at all. Hell, I think about the trips that I've taken without a female. I didn't bring sand to the beach when I went to Tortola earlier this year.
Nice.
I'm not bringing sand to the beach when I go over to Freetown next year. You see?
Let me jump in, CVR. Now, when you were married, did you sleep in the same bed?
Yes, we had a hammock and we also had a rug on the Islamic.
Okay, CVR, please stop with the laughing and the giggling, please. But you slept in the same space, yes?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
That's the trick. That's where they get you. Now, if you do your research, and you're a reader, I know this, somewhere in the late 1800s is when men and women started sleeping together. And that was for economic reasons. That wasn't because, you know, it was meant so much to be based upon your laws and your various forms of organized religion. Did you know that? It's for economic reasons. Sleeping together.
I did not know that until now.
Yeah.
What I do know is that sleeping with her every night was the thing that people in a lot of spaces. I studied the manosphere for years.
Come on.
For about 4 years. And they call that love bombing. So basically, when a female is consistently giving you sex every single day, you know what I mean? To go and to try to, you know, push things along and to try to make that like the focus of the relationship as to why she's there, that the only thing that's of high value is her anatomy. You have open access to that anatomy every single time when you wake up. Hell, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you got that morning wood, you got instant access right there for this woman.
That's the life of a simp. Now listen, CVR, I appreciate you. So you're saying, no, a woman can't be high value. That's what you're saying, CVR.
No, she can only be a burden.
A burden, pardon me. Okay.
She could only be a burden.
You're talking boss talk. Hey, man, great to hear from you. Travel safe. You say you're in South Carolina, North Carolina, where?
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina right now. I'm going to be in Atlanta next week checking out 9 Inch Nails, and I'm headed over to Idaho for the FedEx job.
Nice. Salute. Travel safe.
Many thanks, Star.
Okay.
Peace.
All right. CVR tapping in. David, how are you, man?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, Star.
Good. Okay, today's religious talk. I'm going to find your information for the screen. Good to see you, man.
Oh, great to see you as well. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Excellent.
Tonight's topic, it's not trending, but I wanted to ask this question. I want people to chime in. I don't mean to dominate the discussion, but I want to make sure people understand what it is that I'm asking. Can a woman be high value, David?
I don't think that term necessarily should apply to women, because I think it's more incumbent upon the man to be high value, not necessarily the female, right? And I could take it back to esoteric wisdom. The man is the willingness to bestow, and the woman is the willingness to receive. And that's Kabbalistic wisdom. So I believe that it's the man that's charged with the responsibility to have the value, because we have the term he's a good provider. So it's all about what the man's ability to provide a quality of living, or a certain standard of living, a lifestyle, if you will. So can a woman be high value as far as, because it's all about economics. It's about money. So yeah, she can have money, she can have education. But the question is, like, what factor does that play in mate selection and people hooking up? So regardless or not, even if the woman has financial resources, education, I believe that she still wants a man who is quote unquote high value, whether it be education or financial abundance. So I just don't think that the term applies necessarily to women. I think it's more on the man. Everything's on the man, especially now more than ever, because we're living in a hyper competitive age, and the weaker men get weeded out. So,
Can I jump in?
Yep.
So going back hundreds of years, your family, let's deal with your family. Mm-hmm. There were no high value women in your family who didn't have means. They didn't have automobiles. They didn't have cars. They were just human semen receptacles. They were not high value.
Well, I don't think a lot of them had high education. Okay. And they definitely did, because I'm basing
but they were not high value is what I'm asking you. They had no value, because when I say value, no, it's not all about money. You're trying to modernize it. You're trying to give them a pass, and I'm gonna let you speak. But so hundreds of years ago, there were no high value women. They had no value to the community. It's more than just what she presents to one man. Mm-hmm. It's a community, a network. Mm-hmm. I'll even say spirituality, even though I don't subscribe to spirits and that sort of thing. But those women had no purpose back 500 years ago.
Well, they instilled the moral value in the home, if we're going to talk like that. But you see I'm a victim of the culture too. So you see how it just came out in the way I express myself. So I'm just as much a victim of this society. I'm oppressed because the first thing I went to, education and money, right? Because I've been indoctrinated in this society. Your value, your worth is based on your money, right? But if we look at it from that, the woman is the first education within the household. So it's a different way of looking at it. I like that. I wish it was like that. I wish it was more about instilling values, morality into the.
Well, hang on, David, because your platform is called Today's Religious Talk. You are a knowledgeable man. I enjoy talking to you. You bring great content to the social media arena.
Thank you so much.
But now you're giving women a pass. Mm-hmm. You're giving them a pass, yes? Or have you gone soft? Or with all due respect, have you always been soft when it comes to females?
Like I said, I'm just a victim of the culture. I've been indoctrinated in this system where you derive your self-worth based on your financial status. So this is where I'm at.
Well, David, with all due respect, have you ever put a woman out of your place 3 o'clock in the morning? She said something you didn't like, and you said, "Hey, get your shit and get out." Not to be mean-spirited, but just to lay down some law. Hey, get your shit and get out. I don't like your fucking attitude. You ever do that?
A female friend back when I was much younger. I've done that.
Okay.
It was late night, and they were telling me some nonsense about another situation. I didn't want to hear. It's too late for this. So call me.
Were you smashing, or she was just your friend?
No, we had intimate. We had relations.
Okay, so you have put a woman out. You put a woman out.
Yes, not out of my parents' home.
Okay, so you're not soft. I'm just trying to find out, who you are. Hang on a second. Area code 310. Do you want to join the conversation, or do you want to hold? 310.
I want to hold. I want to join the conversation, Star. You're hilarious.
Okay. Well, join in now. David D. Cordova is there. The question, we're not changing the question. Can a woman be high value? And who am I speaking to?
My name is Negaste. I'm a filmmaker. On this topic specifically, so I was like, I got to call
Really?
in. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Can you spell that?
I
spell that Negaste. And is it Nancy?
Yes. Negest. Negaste.
Go ahead. So the question.
Yes, I'm a filmmaker.
Okay, let's start
yes,
with that.
I did.
Can a woman be?
I've called him a few times before.
Great.
Yes, I did the movie with Monique, Fat Girls, and Everything But a Man on Prime Video.
Okay.
And every movie I've done is on this topic.
Come on.
About controversial, but in a good way. But absolutely, not only are women high value, we are the value. We're the reason men go to war. We're the reason men wake up in the morning. We're the reason you guys get dressed. We're the reason you guys become police officers. We carry your children. I'm not just speaking of a biological standpoint when I say we carry your children. I'm saying if a man wants to have good offspring for himself, like the future of his children, even if he could care less about the woman, he's got to have a good incubator. He's got to have a good nurturer. He's got to have that. And then when a man wants to be successful in life, I'm speaking in general, not every single situation of every man, but it's a good woman, whether it's your mama or your woman, who encourages you to get up off the couch and go do something and carry on the offspring. And that's why women in history have taken down empires, not with guns, not with machetes, with being lovers, not just sex. Now, women today, they lower their value, but I liken that to a 2-carat diamond ring not knowing its value and sitting up in the 99-cent store with a 99-cent tag on it. Of course, people are going to buy it for 99 cents. And then what happens? Women get mad. How you going to treat me cheap? How you going to treat me like this? Well, that's because you're sitting up in the 99-cent store. But your real value is 2-carat, because we carry society, we carry humanity, and we are goddesses. So, we are inherently high value, although all of us don't know it, don't realize it, or don't behave like it.
Can I respond?
No.
Can I respond?
Of course, Star. Go ahead.
And
troll me.
No, we're not trolling. We're having a serious conversation. How old are you, Negaste? And are you married?
I am not married. I'm 50.
Okay. You're not high value. Let's have a serious conversation. Hang on. I let you speak. Excuse me. I let you speak.
Yes, you did.
And let's stop with the gig. I'm dead ass serious. Now, you're talking about females from the past, nations, wars. Yeah, a lot of disingenuous sluts and whores brought down nations, right?
You're speaking of behavior, and you're speaking of the same thing I said about the 99-cent store.
Hang on. It's a simple question. A lot of disingenuous sluts, deceptive whores brought down nations. They weren't all high value, right?
I agree and I disagree.
Okay. Well, hang on a second. Since you can't, answer a direct question, it's fine. It's fine.
No, I can't answer a direct question. I can.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Let me just talk like I'll let you speak, and then we'll bring in David. No, Negaste. Okay. With all due respect, if you're not married, you're not of value to anyone. I'm sorry. Do you have children, Negaste?
No, I don't have children.
Yeah. Do you have a net worth? So, hang on. Do you have a net worth?
Yes.
Never mind your net worth. A net worth?
Yes.
Doctors, lawyers, law enforcement, land developers, you have a network. I'm not talking about, bum ass niggas on social media following you. Wake up on X. Ha ha ha. You have a network.
I do have a network. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why haven't you been claimed at 50? With all due respect.
So I would.
David, you got to hold on. David, turn down the echo. I can't have you doing that. Why haven't you been claimed, Negaste? Respectfully.
Okay, so you told me to stop giggling so I could go deep. So I can answer that question specifically for me and specifically generally for my scenario, which is Black women in general, Black women in America, which is what I deal with in my films, because of the problems that we've had to deal with. We've had to become hard like men and take care of the family and do all. We know the history, so we're not speaking on that, but that has left a deficit in us as a community, and specifically.
Gaze, I hate to cut you short. I asked a simple question. Why?
I'm answering it.
No. You're talking about community, Black women. You. Why have you?
No. But sorry. But I'm prefacing to say it's not just high value as an individual. There are things. So yes, I am high value. My value is not based on if I'm married or not. However, there are reasons.
Yes, it is.
Myself.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. What'd you say, Star?
Yes, it is. You can't be high value unless someone has claimed you. You do not have children. You say you have a network. I have yet to hear you talk about that network. You're going off the rails. With all due respect, you're talking about other Black women's society. What is the place of a Black woman, with all due respect, on the totem pole? Where is she at with regards to Asian women, Latinas, and other females? Where is that Black woman on that totem pole? I know she's educated. I know she's educated.
I want to answer that question, but can I ask you a question so I know what the criteria is? Because I don't want to answer if you don't want me to go somewhere, right? I mean, do reasons matter, or you don't care about the reasons? Like in context of this conversation.
The reasons matter, but if we can't answer and ask questions, then it's kind of like, No,
I love this conversation and I want to, because I'm not deflecting at all. I'm just saying that sometimes reasons are just excuses and sometimes reasons are value. We are wounded. It's not our fault. It's our problem.
Who's wounded?
Have to work on.
Who's wounded? Who's wounded?
In general, the African American community, but on this topic, women are wounded. Men and women are both wounded, but we're talking about women specifically, and I fall into that category. Okay. So I have been wounded as an African American woman. I grew up in a community, no fathers around. Well, I won't say none, but we know that I grew up in a stereotypical, in the negative sense way. I grew up in a poor neighborhood, and I grew up there. Didn't see a lot of fathers.
I'm sorry, I can't relate.
Men.
Nagase, I'm sorry, I can't relate to how you grew up. I didn't grow up like that. But now hang on, please. Let's go back. Why have you at 50 not been claimed? I'm saying you're not high value. Why have you not been claimed? Let's focus on you, please.
So if you want to ask me specifically about me, so just to give you a little history of me, I've been proposed to 3 times. Prior to me going through a growth period of finding my value, finding my self-worth, which I didn't when I was in my 20s, and a lot of us don't because of the history that you don't want to talk about, which is fine. But what got me there, I didn't want to get married when I wasn't in the right place, regardless of age. So now I'm extremely high value, but my criteria has changed because I'm not in my 20s and 30s, but I've learned things that I didn't know in my 20s and 30s. So I don't want to be married or have children if I am not healed and whole from the things that I experienced that you said you can't relate to. But those are valid, even though we're not talking about those. So I think it's important to also note that some women who are in the process of healing from whatever things have happened, whether it's communal or personal in their personal lives, I'm speaking of myself, that you shouldn't just get married. So if you're not at your high vibration level, if you're low vibration or you're moving up, you don't want to get married or have kids with somebody. And I've never wanted to have kids, me personally, until I was in the right place, mentally, spiritually, and physical, and I was able to accept my own value. I am very high value. I haven't always behaved that way because I wasn't knowledgeable of it. But that doesn't mean I'm not valuable. It means I'm not aware. Okay. So now as I'm working on it and I help other women, especially younger women, to learn their value and not be what you call them sluts and all that stuff, because we do act like that. So
no, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said let's not confuse nations being taken down, as you put it, with
right.
sluts, disingenuous, deceptive females. And now, would you agree that not all females are ladies? Not all females are queens.
Absolutely.
Not all females are a goddess. I mean, that sounds hot, but that's like saying, in Africa there was no war. Everybody was all love. Until the European came there. That would be horseshit, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when I told you earlier that my films are controversial, it's because a lot of times women get upset because they're tough love films. Like, ladies, if we want to be a 10, high value wise, and we're capable of being a 10, but we're acting like a 2 or a 3, we got to level up and we got to do the work. And it has nothing to do with men. It has nothing to do with men. So we have to level up. So I've had to be tough love on myself. Okay. Again, my philosophy is it wasn't my fault, but it's my problem. And as the collective Black women, you ask me, where are we on the totem pole? Because of what we've been through, which is not our fault collectively, but it's our problem to deal with. We still have to level up. We can't just be like, well, this happened and fathers weren't around and this and this and this. No, we have to now level up. But I don't believe that we should get married and have children if we're still wounded. Okay. That's just my belief. I'm not,
jump in?
But that's just what I believe. Yep.
Okay, I want us to speak. I don't want to talk on top of you. You're 50. With all due respect, you got baggage with you, and you sound like you're damaged goods. You sound like you've been through hell and high water. And well, no, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. We're having that real talk here. That's why I said let's not giggle and laugh. Your eggs are old now. After a woman hits 40, there's a large, I forget the number. David, can you Google, after a woman hits 40 years of age, she's more likely to produce autistic children. You know this, yes, Nagaste? You know this?
Of course I do. Yeah. But go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Sorry. But I do have something to say about what you just said.
So in reality, at this point, you're a gamble. You're a gamble. It's like, am I going to take the chance with somebody past 40 and have beautiful children, but possibly autistic or something to that degree? And I don't want to be disrespectful about autistic children, but okay, so you say you have been proposed to, and you never, jumped the broom, as they say. But you're saying a woman can be high value based upon what, other than just material things? Because,
Oh, several things. And this is why I wanted to jump in to correct you. All due respect, from my perspective, opinions are fine. First of all, a woman's value is not only based on a man at all, because if it's based on a man, then she's not of value. If she's based on if a man chooses her or not, or if she has children or not, then that's not inherent value. That's a part of the package, but that's not it. What makes a woman, a person, high value, but specifically a woman, because we have different gifts and different skill sets than men, we contribute, me personally, but women in general, if they're in their highest vibration. But since we're talking about me and you coming to specific, which is fine with me. What I contribute to my community, to children, to my family, in my career, in terms of, I'm not talking about money. When I say my career, I'm talking about what I give back in my career. Like I mentioned my films, but I don't just do films for work. I do it as healing processes. What I contribute, there's so many more things than having children or being, quote, chosen by a man. I've been chosen by many men, but do I accept them?
I need to correct you.
No, I haven't.
I need to correct you. Yeah. It's claimed, not chosen. Men get chosen. Claimed. You have not been claimed. I just want to be clear. And again, let's have this rational discussion. Okay, so now I have no problem promoting your films. You are the curator of this high-value woman. I don't know your films. Please email them to me. Let me put my email address on the screen. I have no problem promoting them. I'm saying you cannot be a high-value woman unless you're married. You have to have value, not just to yourself. You see, that's that selfish bullshit. I'm selfish. I'm so selfish. There's no room for the theory of God. I don't care about your G spot. I don't give a goddamn if you want to go to the Bahamas, the Canary Islands. It's about me. A lot of people won't admit to that. I'm selfish. You, as a female, is it fair to say you have a duty to procreate, to be a mother, to be I don't want to say God-fearing, but do you have any duty, or are you selfish as well? Keep it real.
Well, I am selfish because I need to heal. That's why I'm selfish. And I want to correct something from back what you said. I'm not damaged goods. Thank God, I've never been abused by a man or never been used by a man. I know a lot of women.
Mentally damaged.
I have not.
Mentally damaged. You're damaged.
No. I'm just speaking of, I have not. So I've been blessed in the area. All my relationships have been with wonderful, nice, kind, high value men. So my work is just with me. So I wanted to go, but no disrespect to any woman that has been used, abused, or whatever. I had a good family, so I've never been through drama with a man. So that's a good thing. Just to put that out there. But let me just give an example from a movie like The Oracle. A woman, that's a high value woman, but you don't know if she has kids or not. But I'm just using that as an example because people know that as low hanging fruit.
Are you talking about The Matrix? The Oracle and Matrix?
Yes. Yes. What I'm saying,
girl, if you don't stop, no, girl, we talking about reality. Come on. Let's not.
No, I am. But there are oracles in the community. For example, before I was a filmmaker, I taught high school for 4 years. Hold on a second. I taught high school for 4 years when I was trying to be a filmmaker, before I made it. And a lot of the girls were like, I was like, what you want to be when you grow up? A lot of them were like, we want to be a stripper. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why do you want to be a stripper? Because that's where we make the bank. That's where we make the bag. And that's where women go. So me contributing to those women, this is just an example. Me contributing to those girls is more high value than if I had 5 babies and I wasn't a good mother to them and I didn't know how to nurture them. Or if I was in a relationship with a man and I tore him down, because women have the power, especially when men are into them, to tear a man down or to build him up. And so if a woman who uses that in a well way to uplift men, honor men, and the men who don't deserve it, she just don't deal with them. She doesn't engage. She doesn't deal with them until they're ready. But if a man is deserving in terms of where he is in his life, a good woman, whether she's married, whether she has children, she can be even more high value than if she had children or had a husband.
Can I jump in?
Yes.
Okay. You mentioned a fictional character in the film, The Matrix, The Oracle, I want to talk about some real females. J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez. Nobody wants her. She's wealthy. Nobody wants her. Kim Kardashian. She's a thought. Some would even say a slore. I'm not going to call her a slore because I don't know her real personal sex life, but she's not looked at as any type of righteous, high-value woman. She's wealthy. Yeah, she's wealthy. Whitney Houston. Loved her. But Whitney Houston tore Bobby Brown down. You do know that, right? She got him on coke. You know that, right? Did her phone drop out? I didn't hang up on her. David, jump in there whilst I try and get her call back. David D. Cordova, are you there, sir?
Yeah, she mentioned 2 words. She mentioned wounding.
The conference is in.
Yeah, she mentioned.
Again.
Yeah, she mentioned 2 words. She mentioned wounding and she mentioned healing.
Negace, are you still there, Negace?
Yeah, I don't know if that was me or what.
It's okay. David is speaking. David, okay. You were saying what now?
Yeah, no, I wanted to comment because she mentioned 2 words, wounding and healing. And usually that occurs.
Negace, we have some echo coming from your line. Negace, can you make the adjustments, please?
Yes, if it's from me, yes.
Good. You were saying, David?
Yeah, I wanted to address 2 critical words that she mentioned. One was wounding and the other was healing. Now, that occurs when you have a bad encounter in a relationship with a bad man. So what about teaching women how to select quality men, good men? Because I believe a lot of the hurt and trauma that they endure is because of poor selection, because you choose what you're attracted to, and that's what gets attracted to you. So a lot of women, all the trauma that you speak about and all the hurt and pain, that's because they chose negative men in their life that gave them that trauma.
Preach.
Right? Because they vibrate on a low frequency. You are what you attract. A lot of women, they want the bad man. A lot of women want a man that will be rough and maybe hit them upside the head, because to them that equates to love, right? They need to have that friction, that contentious relationship to feel that, oh, I'm actually in a relationship, because there's arguing and yelling and screaming. So some people thrive off that. So we need to recondition people and change what those types of women have to change. They could eliminate and alleviate a lot of the problems that they have. It's the men that there's a lot of good men out there, and they don't
David,
have
stop on that note right there. Stop on that note. You're back on the line. Nick Gase, do you want to respond to what David said, or do you want to pick up where you left off before the phone?
Oh, I want to definitely respond to what he said. So, for instance, me personally, again, I'm speaking in general, but I'm speaking to me personally. My wound, I wound and healed, didn't come from any abuse or any bad relationships. I have a father wound. My father died when I was a child, and I grew up. My father died when I was 7. I never knew him. So I had a father wound, and I didn't have any, and I was raised by a bunch of women, and so was my whole community. I know Star said he can't relate and he doesn't want to deal with that, but it's not just me specifically. This is a communal issue with the men, and we are not independently, and when I say we, I'm not talking about me in this sentence, we are not independently wounded as Black women. We're wounded together, but it comes out in a feminine way if you're a woman, a masculine way if you're a man. If you're a man, it comes out in a way where you flee. And you flee responsibilities, you flee fatherhood, you flee all those kind of things. But if you're a woman, it means you don't realize your value. So a lot of times, because you haven't seen a positive role model in a male or whatever, then you don't have any guidance. And all you go by is what the community or what's on TV or what's in the hip hop song or whatever. We have to talk about when this started. There are women who cannot turn back. But that has to do with if a woman wants to, in other words, where a woman came from is not indicative of her value. It's where she wants to go and where she's willing to go. So if she came from a bad place, that wasn't her fault, but she reaches a point to say she's in her 20s, younger than me or whatever, or 30s. I don't care if she's 80, though. It doesn't matter. But I'm saying if she reaches a point where she says, I want to contribute to society, to community, if I don't have children and a husband, in other words, and I can contribute to all the men around me. I can have my single young men, I could cook for them. I could give them advice. And the reason I mentioned The Oracle was, yes, it's a movie, but that's a spirit of that to say, my feminine power, my nurturing spirit, even if I'm not married or whatever, I can give back not only to the community, but specifically to men who are wounded in their own masculine way. I can help a man with that. And I've done that. And I do that not only with my young students, but even my male friends and all of that. And lastly, to speak on specifically on what you said about all these women who are behaving in this way. Yes, fortunately, I didn't go through that. But yes, a lot of women do go with men that beat them up and all that. Star, I don't know if you want to go down that road, but a lot of women, because David said there's good men, but good men is relative. Nice man doesn't mean good man. Good man means a man who can protect and provide. And I'm not just talking about being rich when I say provide. I'm talking about the spirit of that. Because a lot of quote nice guys, it's actually they're timid, and women would rather, for good or bad, I'm just being real, women would rather be with like a gangster or whatever who seems hard,
that's the answer right there.
protect and provide for her, than a man that can't.
Let us speak, David. Let us speak.
I'm closing this. I'm landing this plane on this sentence. I'm not speaking of good or bad, but the reality is innately in a woman, men need certain things, women need certain things. What women need mostly at an organic level, even if she can't articulate it, is a man that looks like or feels like he can provide and protect her. And a lot of times that comes, unfortunately, when you wounded and you're looking through wounded eyes, it comes through a quote man who, you know, beats you or does whatever, versus a nice man who she can run over. And what that inherently means in her spirit is that when stuff goes down, he can't provide and protect for me. And that's just nature, that aspect of it. But it has to be done in a healthy.
Can I jump in, Negation?
Problem is we're not healthy. Yes.
Can I jump in? Are you worth protecting?
1,000%, of course.
A lot of women aren't worth protecting. You know, I have a policy. If you're out after midnight and you get into something and you're out, you know, with the girls and just, you know, just hanging out, don't call me after midnight. Protecting is one thing. Risking my life, I'm not going to do for you if you're out there, you know, not listening to me. In a relationship, do you answer to your man or do you answer to the unknown? Who do you answer to?
Oh, I answer to my man. That's what I was saying, like about the films. That's where it's conscious.
Sounds hot.
I believe you serve your man. But yes.
It sounds hot.
Yes.
Are you a Christian? What is your religious, you know?
I'm culturally Christian. I'm spiritually ambiguous, meaning I'm open, but
you're on the fence.
Express it through Christianity.
Meaning you're on.
No, I'm not on the fence. I think you need a language, so my language is Christianity, but I'm not following it as verbatim. But that's my language.
David, you want to jump in, guys? We're talking to Negaste. She's on the line. She has called in. She says this is her topic of expertise. And tell us your films again, Negaste. I want to make sure I'm being fair to you. I appreciate you calling in. What are your films?
Thank you, Star. So I have a film on Tubi right now, Fat Girls, starring Monique, the comedian Monique. Okay. That's an older film. And I also have a film called Everything But a Man. That's on Prime Video right now for rent. That movie is dealing with this topic. It's a tough love for women. It's called Everything But a Man, meaning today's women, particularly sisters, we got the car, we got the house, we got all this stuff, and we ain't got no man. And you're lonely and you're pretending and you're wounded, but you're walking out like you're king of the world, no pun, king of the world. And at home at night, you're lonely and alone. And then you also are not all of us, obviously, but a lot of us are misleading the younger girls, like, girl, you don't need a man, go to work and all that. And that's what it's about. And you end up, I'm not a feminist. I don't subscribe to feminism and all of that. I believe you should serve your man. I'm more like Shahrazad Ali. I'm probably saying her name wrong, but
Girl, you watch your mouth. Hang on now. Hold on. I talk to the queen quite often. She's the closest. Oh yes. She's the closest thing to a female advisor that I've had. I mean, I've had a wonderful mother in my life, highly educated, but Shahrazad Ali has sent me care packages over the years, and I paid her as a consultant to give me old information. But go ahead, you want to say what?
Wow.
What you want to say? What about the?
So to me, side note, she is the oracle, but that's who I mean. But I subscribe to her. I believe you serve your man, you cook for your man. I don't care if you are a career woman, all that stuff. I believe that men started out with men go to war, men police. If we're lying in bed in the middle of the night and we hear a sound, if a man turned over to a woman and said, baby, go check on the sound because we equal, she would dump that dude. And, men can't cry, men, nothing. So women have to be there. My only caveat is you have to be healed enough and wise enough to choose properly. You can't give that, like David said, to the wrong guy. So that's where the rub comes in, when you don't know how to pick wisely. But if you know how to pick wisely and you have a good man, I believe in serving my man. There's no separation between us. Like I'm.
Hang on, stay there, David. Do you have another question for Negaste, or should I ask her another? I want to ask her about another question, David. Where
No,
are you?
I disagree with the like having an absentee father or not having a male figure within the household. I don't think that's a determining factor to a successful relationship. There's a lot of people that comes from broken homes and they have loving relationships. They're in love. They find partners. So I don't think that has a. If anything, that should make a woman more clingy to a man if she didn't have a male figure in the house, more faithful and committed in a relationship, because she craves that male figure. So I don't think
unless she thinks that she's physically equal, David, you know. And I'll even be very direct. You have a lot of black women today that like to fight. They like to fight, you know. And with regards to whether they had a male figure in their life or not, you know, any real father would tell his daughter, you know, don't challenge a man. Father tells his daughter that. So if she didn't have that growing up, it could be a risk. Okay, you were saying, David?
Yeah, no, that could be true as well, because the respect factor is not there. So that's where the back talking and the challenging of the male figure. But I just think people have to be prepared to deal with the consequences of their choices. It's all about choice. So if the good guys are too timid, if you want the roughneck, you got to be prepared with what comes with that, right? So a lot of women want to cry about trauma and hurt and all the pain, but at the end of the day, they chose that man that they laid up with. They chose who was going to be in their bed, whether he ran up your credit or took your car, drained your bank account, you know, put a bunch of parking tickets in your name. You got to
David. If a man is putting down the dick game, yes, I'm gonna run up your goddamn credit cards. Yes, I'm gonna take your car and crash the motherfucker. I'm giving you this dick, girl. I'm hitting the bottom in this shit. I'm making I'm making your head bang against the headboard. What are you talking about, David?
Respectfully, Star, that's why I'm laughing again, because like you said about what you couldn't relate to, I can't relate to any of that. Like I said, I haven't dealt with that, but that's only by the grace of God. I haven't dealt with that, but I disagree with you, David. I am a person who has not had a bad relationship with a man romantically, but I did suffer greatly from not having a father. There was a lot of anger. There was a lot of being lost. And in my early years, not only did I have good men, I was the one, not in terms of sleeping around, thank God I never did that, but I was the one who was not respecting. I never learned when I was younger how to respect a man, because if women are putting it down, women are doing the masculine thing, not by choice, but because they got to pay the bills, and if there's a family reunion, the women are organizing. I didn't experience a family and nobody in my neighborhood. I grew up in Oakland. Nobody in my whole area, like men weren't there. They were there physically, but they weren't there. So then when you get of the dating age, luckily I was not extreme, but some women who had it worse off, they go extreme. And I feel like, David, you're starting like an analogy to start the alphabet at the letter J or something. It starts at A. There is a starting point. You're just jumping into J, like
she just took a swipe at you, David. What's cracking? She took a swipe at you.
No,
what's up, nigga?
So it's about role. I guess you're talking about role modeling. So you have to see it as an example in order to live that out. That makes sense. There could be some truth to that.
Not just a role model, but an emptiness. Not just a role model, but how to respect. Me specifically. I'm sorry. Let me say me specifically, which is my movie, Everything But a Man. Every woman needs to see that movie. If she's the quote strong black woman who thinks she don't need a man or whatever, every black woman who's of a certain age or successful needs to see that so she can go on her healing journey. And me, I am the one who, in my earlier relationships, didn't have respect for men. And I had a man, this was when I was much younger, but, we argue.
You finally admit it.
Well, finally admit it. You didn't do this, but you didn't do this for me, and you didn't. No, but I was young. No, but anyway, so you didn't do this. And then I had a man say to me, we were younger, but he's like, don't ever yell at me. And I'm like, what? Like, I couldn't understand, like, why? Because
that's a fact.
Like, because I'm a man.
That's a fact.
And I was like, But I know this now, but I'm saying, because like I said, I'm Shahrazad Ali, I'm bowing to her. But I'm speaking of the journey, and I'm like, what? Just because you got a D, just because you a man, that's what I was thinking. Just because you got that, I don't have to be, like, I have to respect you because you're a male? Like, I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand why I needed to respect you just because you're a male.
Can I jump in?
Now, when I talk to women, now when I talk to women, and when I talk to women, I tell. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Stars, your show.
All males are not men, so I'm not just giving every male a pass. Please, let's be clear. All males are not men. But let me ask you a question, a general question, because you've answered questions about yourself, and I appreciate that. Are black women really a prize in today's day and time?
Yes, black women are a prize, but we're underpriced.
Okay. Why aren't, rich, wealthy, famous people wifing them in record numbers? Now you have your Serena Williams, you have your Eve, you have your give me a couple more, David, here. Black women who have gotten themselves a zaddy. You got a couple, but for the most part, when you got these young black athletes, Megan Good. Well, no, Megan Good doesn't have herself.
No, not Megan Good. Meghan Markle. Sorry.
Well, Meghan Markle doesn't live the life of a black woman, respectfully. But now those are few and far in between, right? Those are, black women who are of a different caliber. And I'm just asking, I'm not saying that they're not the prize, but I'm saying, why don't we see in large numbers, your Michael Jordans and your others, wifing black women, if they're, really a prize?
There's two reasons for that. One is internal, one is external. The internal reason is because collectively, so I don't want black sisters coming at me, because I'm speaking collectively, not specifically. If this don't fit you, don't worry about it. We collectively have lost our feminine power, our femininity. And straight men are attracted to feminine. It's the yin and the yang. And we have, although we show up looking physically sexy and to any degree of how we dress, naked or not, whatever, our feminine energy is not there, and men need that. And our femininity is powerful, extremely powerful, but we don't know that. So we fight a man like a man, toe to toe. N-word, if you just say this to me, I'm gonna say this to you. That is so ugly. That is so, we don't need to fight like that. I mean, if we're gonna fight, we can fight with a feminine power that doesn't take a lot of words and a lot of mouth and talking back. That's Shahrazad when she got it back in the day. They're like, I'm so mad at her for saying slap a woman in the mouth. But I don't agree with that. Obviously, slap a woman in the mouth, and even her, but figuratively speaking, don't do that. And so we've lost our femininity. But there's historical reasons for that we're not talking about, but we've lost our femininity. That's one of the reasons, the internal reason. And if we collectively did that and started acting our value, acting in our feminine power, we would be chosen. But number two is because I know you don't want to go here, Star, and that's not the topic.
No, listen, I've got time, but hang on. I've got time, and we're having a good discussion. Guys, phone lines are open if you want to join the conversation. Tonight's topic is not trending. It's just a topic I thought about. I wanted to present it. Negaste, and what is your website that you want people to go to? I want to promote you.
Thank you. It's everythingbutaman.com is the website. It's the name of the movie, everythingbutaman.com. But I'm also on Instagram, which is Negaste, L-N-N-E-G-E-S-T. The letter L stands for my last name, Lee-K, Negaste Lee-K. Come on. But the external reason, Star, is because, and this is indisputable even if we don't talk about it, because the world standard of beauty is as far away from black as possible. And men, in general, who doesn't want the standard of beauty? If the standard of beauty coincidentally happened to be us, as far as the prize, then we would be that. So we've never collectively had the luxury to be the standard of beauty, even if we're individually beautiful and know it. We haven't collectively had that. Mix that with we're not feminine as a group, as a collective, into our feminine power, then of course men logically, generally speaking, are going to go with the standard of beauty who has not lost her feminine power. So that's the simplicity. I mean, that's it right there.
Can I ask you another question?
I love it.
This may sound a little crazy, but did hip hop and rap music destroy the essence of Black female beauty? Because this is a fact now. In the 70s, some of the most prominent album covers and the music was geared towards that Black woman. Yes, 70s. The best period for R&B. We're talking Teddy Pendergrass, Barry White. We're talking many groups and artists, and the Black woman was on those album covers, and she was also singing those songs. So here comes hip hop and rap music, and then everybody becomes a bitch and a hoe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where I was saying it's the community. The men are wounded too, but it's expressed in a masculine way. And side note, I don't like that word toxic masculinity. I think there's toxic people. And if we say toxic masculinity, it means there's something toxic about men, and there's a lot of toxic women. So we know that. So why don't we just need to say
church
and not put that on masculinity? But definitely hip hop, where it went, the context of hip hop, obviously not the music form, because that's great and that's us, but the FBA,
hang on a second, stay with me. Negates. David, I got a bunch of calls backed up here. I want you to land your plane. Today's religious talk. Where do you want to go, David?
Okay, I just end on this note. You attract what you are, and it's what you confess with your mouth. It's your lust and desire that you bring in. So if you want that roughneck, that bad boy, you have to be prepared for the consequences that comes with it. Yes, the culture has psychologically indoctrinated the women to want the thugs, the savages, and the roughnecks. So yes, culture is an external factor. But at the end of the day, it's all about choice. And you have to exercise your autonomy. Females need to be educated on the men that they're choosing and why they're choosing it. Are they influenced by popular culture, or do they have an innate desire and lust for that low vibrational, low frequency man that's going to bring all kinds of trouble into their life? And if that's the case, then you got to be prepared to deal with the consequences of that, and don't cry after.
Very well said, David. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Star.
Okay, hold on a second, Negaste. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I put hip hop on the table, and you know my age, if you don't, I was born in '64. So I saw and I heard with my own ears, you know, different groups, the Shy Lights, the Moments,
yes,
and Earth, Wind, and Fire, oh my goodness, Slave, and many others catering to the Black woman. And it was some of the most beautiful music, you know, in the history of modern music. Rap music comes along, everybody starts becoming bitches and hoes. That's an issue for someone of my era, pedigree, if you will. You know, I mean, it's almost like it took a harsh, a real decline. Pardon me. And something else that I don't think gets acknowledged. Maybe you might want to chime in on this. How did the Black woman, and why did the Black woman give so much power to gay Black men, so much to the point where they will put hands on you? How'd that happen?
Yeah, I feel like we've been influenced a lot by external culture. That's all I'm gonna say on that. On that one,
I don't like that.
Friends and stuff, but
I don't like that. Gay Black men slapping Black women, beating them, and people just grab the phones and laugh and giggle, and it's just like, you can't do that to a Jewish woman. You can't do that to a Polish, Italian, or any other culture, you start beating on a woman like that, what? Go ahead, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Go ahead.
No, you're not rambling. Like there's this, the rabbit hole is so deep with this. I even had something to say about what David said, but to the music point, absolutely. Like even the women, you mentioned the men's group, even the women, the Supremes, Betty Wright, the Pointer Sisters, like my mom, who's still alive, thank God, she was one of the first Black Panthers, a female Black Panther Party. She still does. She's in her 80s now, but prior, like when we started dressing different, the hip hop thing, she's like, "Why are women?" And she's emotional, gripping and wearing their clothes all up, and then they're mad that some man is grabbing them. What do they think? A man's nature. And she would go off. I'd be like, "Mom, I didn't have the understand." I was like, "Mom, come, let her wear what she wants to wear." And she's like, "No, don't you understand what this is doing collectively?" And then they scream rape, or they scream, "Oh, he did this," and she's walking around literally naked. And then she showed me her old albums, which I grew up seeing, well, all the women and how they dressed, and they're even when they had a mini skirt, it was just so classy. It wasn't about showing flesh; it was being feminine. So even the women were, Diana Ross, like Michael Jackson loved her because she was so diva, like versus just So hip hop definitely, but but I feel like we didn't just do it by ourselves in terms of the rappers. They were paid, and the ones who didn't do it, I know you know that, but it destroyed not only Black men, it destroyed the Black women in terms of our sexuality, and that became the value. And your topic today, see, women today.
Can I jump in for a second?
And their value is sex. And it's not.
Can I jump in? There's a question on the screen, and I also want to give Sarah a chance to chime in. Sarah, hold on a second. On the screen, Negase, can you see that? Someone is saying, how come most foreign women can come from harsh conditions and still maintain their femininity? Black women only find their femininity in front of the white man. I think that speaks volumes.
Well, no, I'm not looking at the screen. I'm just talking to you. Well, first of all, you're misguided because a tree's power is in its roots. If a tree is crooked, you don't look at the part you see. You look at the roots from where it grew. Those women who my father's Ethiopian, and I used to go to, I've been going to Africa since I was 10 years old, although I grew up in the projects in Oakland. So I would go over there starting from age 10 when I couldn't articulate it, but now I can, seeing the cultural differences. I'm speaking in the context of women and the femininity and the protection that they had and whatever. And the women who were, quote, ratchet were outliers. And even in our culture, before hip hop, ratchetness was outlying. It was an outlier thing, a private thing, but now it's the mainstream culture. So women come here because they're already rooted in their feminine powers. And a lot of them, though, I beg to differ. I would debate that person. They come over here, and a whole lot of African men, I don't know about other men from other continents, say the African women get here and try to act American and change.
Hold on a second. Sarah, do you want to chime in? Area code 215. Sarah, thank you for your patience.
I don't know where to start.
Take your time. Take your time.
You mentioned hip hop star. Remember, Black women, while being called hoes and bitches, they bent over, they shook their behinds to it. They blasted it for their children to hear and witness them shaking their backside to it. So something to consider. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're talking to Negase, Sarah, in case you don't know. She's a filmmaker, and she's kind enough to put herself out there aside from just speaking in general terms. And we're addressing the question, Sarah, can a woman be high value?
You want the truth?
Please, please.
No.
Tell us why.
There's different levels to this, and Black women do not get it. You are only as valuable as what the people that you come from has placed on you. If there wasn't any investment into you, most Black women were completely disenfranchised and sabotaged by their very own. That's just reality. There's a different game that is now played with, say, different cultures of women, say specifically white women, because of their war amongst their own with their men. But no, you that's where you were talking about the networking. What do you have real ties with? Black women do not understand that, so it has to be about job, money, a degree. They try to make up for it. And with something you said, Star, in regards to you said the ring, marriage. You should see the kind of women that I've seen that have been married. Oh my God. I think it's deeper than that too. You should see them.
I have.
Oh, okay. So you already know. You already know. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't like to criticize people's unions because I'm selfish. And, you know, if you're in a union and it works for you and you're raising productive members of society, I applaud you. But I'm not just going to co-sign two idiots, producing little monsters that suck up valuable air. That I'm not going to co-sign. Negace, you want to jump in? Sarah's on the line with us. Negace?
Sure. I mean, I've already kind of said, Sarah, so I think I agree with you, but we fork off because I think you can start off not knowing your value because of where you came from, basically what you mentioned, but you can become high value, or you're already high value, but you can start acting like your value that you inherently have, because you're not valuable just because you don't know your value. But if you haven't been given a chance to know that, once you do, no matter how old you are, when you correct that, if you're too old to have children, for instance, you might not be able to give value in that area, but there's a whole lot of children that need you. There's a whole lot of black men that need you. There might even be married couples that need you. There's so many ways, and me as an artist through film, I can reach millions of women. Just to say, like one of the storylines in Fat Girls with Monique's character, she used to call herself bitch, a bitch this, a bitch, and she meets a man who's like, why do you call yourself that? And by the end of the movie, she stops doing that. And people don't like movies that preach, but I kind of throw those kind of things in there because a person of value is not going to just be like, yeah, I'm a bitch. No. So those type of things, we can contribute and become high value based on that.
No. What I was speaking on was something far more deeper. What was invested into you? Those who you come from knew that you were going to be you were a black woman in this society. They already knew what was coming your way. What was invested into you? Where was the sacrifice and invest into you? In terms of society as a woman, especially a black woman, that is what determines your value. You can feel any way you want about yourself. That's your right. But in terms of society, because that's what we live
about
in.
Apples and oranges. Okay.
In terms of society, it's all about what a woman's value is determined by those who she comes from. So that's the name of the game across the board.
But that's a different question for me that I understood. So if the question is, does society value black women, then the answer is no, 1,000%. I mean, that's a foregone. We know that.
But then on top of that, black women did everything they could to bury themselves in order to disenfranchise the best of us. See, everything was completely reversed when it comes down to black women. Those who have no value, those who are truly undesirable, they made themselves desirable. And those, the authentic, organic ones are the ones that. So everything has been put in reverse, and it was the typical wicked black woman that put that work in for that to happen. They were going to make themselves desirable in some way, shape, or form, and they were able to reverse everything. So, go ahead. What are you going to say?
Can I speak to that, Star?
Please. I got time. Let's explore this.
Okay, so I wanted to speak to what she said, but link it to David's last comment when he said, They go with let's just talk about the lower vibration, not the higher one. So the lower vibration women who go with roughnecks and bad boys and this and that. This is not an excuse for them, but just in terms of understanding, it's no different than what white women do or any other race of people do. It's all women, I'm speaking in general, all women go with their highest level man in their, so the Chinese women go with the highest Chinese man, the white go with the highest white. Like, that's just human nature. Women go with the highest level man. So if you now put the black race, black Americans together, then the highest level black man communally is a lot of times, depending on where you come from, and a lot of us come from where I came from, it is the drug dealer. It is the gangster, because he's the only one that's expressing the alpha masculinity. And so in the white world, though, he might be Bernie Madoff. He could be some other people that's alive. He could be Epstein or whatever. Those men are, those men are no more valuable or less ratchet, so-called, than the worst, quote, black man who is doing something to a black woman. But the white women, I'm just speaking generally now. So the white woman who goes with Jeffrey Epstein or Bernie Madoff, because he doesn't have to bring a gun. He doesn't have to stand on the corner and do donuts in his car and sell drugs in the liquor store. He doesn't have to do that. He does it in the corporate boardroom. But those women go for him more than they go for the white guy working at UPS. That's just human nature. So our choices, and again, I'm finishing here with this plane, but it's not an excuse, but we have to see it in the context. So when our choices are, okay, we don't have a collective amount of doctors, we don't have Bernie Madoffs and all that collectively, and most of the time they're with a white woman anyway. So who do you go with? Who's the next alpha? Who's the one balling? Who's got the money? Who's got the car? So we're not doing anything that no other woman is doing, and I wanted to point that out.
Okay. The black woman is doing something that other women aren't doing. I'm sorry, Star. I have to take a breath.
You have the floor. Come on.
Okay. So what I've discovered, and this has been happening for decades and generations now, it was way deeper than just trying to go at the guy with the resources. Wicked black women run the show. And wicked women, that's what they are. Has nothing to do with femininity, none of that. Wicked women deliberately sought out weak, coward men, and they reproduce with them large in numbers. That's what happened.
Can you give examples of that so I know what you like? I'm not sure what you mean when you. I heard you, but I mean, what do you mean when you say that?
Wicked women. It wasn't even about resources. Wicked, overbearing, castrating, domineering, abusive women that are unfortunately very common. They were not gonna. They do not want authentic, organic, God-given masculinity. So they deliberately sought out weak, cowardice men, and they reproduced with them. There were certain dysfunctional males and people that their genetics should have died out. The wicked women deliberately sought them out and reproduced with them. It had nothing to do with resources, because you had the government that was going to make up for whatever he doesn't do. It was a typical game, but yeah, they sought out cowardice men.
Right. Sarah, I have to take other calls. I appreciate you, Sarah. Thank you for tapping in.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Okay. Take care.
All right.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, hold on a second, guys. That was Sarah tapping in. Do you want to hang out in the gates, or you got to go?
Yeah, I'd love to hang out.
Okay.
I used to listen when Dana used to hang out, and now she's doing her own thing now.
Dana with the dad is doing the damn thing. I'm so proud of her. She was in the live chat earlier. She said that you've been on her platform. Hold on a second.
Yes, her and Ronnie. I mean, I used to love when they would come on.
Absolutely. Let me bring in area code 323. Good evening. We're talking about a few topics. Are you there?
I have a question for the lady.
323.
Yes, sir.
My question is, if me and you was married, and I'm the man, and I asked you, baby, I need you to quit your job because I can't handle you working with all these different men. I can afford me and you. Would you lay that job down and get in your place where I want you to be and I take care of you? Or would you say, no, I need my money in case we ain't together no more?
That question is
if you
loaded.
Can't do that for me, if you cannot do that for me as a man, and you my wife,
the question is loaded.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me tell you why the question is loaded. I answer questions directly if there's a direct answer, but let me tell you why that's loaded.
Come on.
So, for instance, if I'm working just to pay bills and make money, to exercise my workingness, like, whatever.
But I'm the high value man. I have all.
Sir, can you let her respond? Let her respond, please. Let her respond.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I'm working, and I think that's part of the value of our marriage, me bringing my economic aspect and my working aspect, then to that regard, I think I should give it to you. But just say for me, and there might be some other specific, like me specifically, I'm a filmmaker. I'm not like going to 9 to 5. I'm not working for value in terms of that. So if my man said, quit filmmaking, I would say no. So that's why I can't just say yes or no. It depends on the reason. If she's working in the masculine energy, like, well, in case something happens, then I don't support that. But if she's living her dream or something that she loves doing, then it would be an impasse if you said quit doing what you love.
Sir, can I ask you to address the question, can a woman be high value? Sir?
I don't believe she can be high value when it comes to her taking her place, because if I ask a woman to do something, like take down, be quiet, stop being in other men's face, stop answering these calls, trying to get validation from other women, that's going to be hard for you to do. You're going to think I'm controlling. So there's no value in that. If you want me to stop questioning you and you be the head and I become the tail, I don't want to be the tail. I want to be the head. And that means if I'm going to be the head, that means I'm going to sleep well at night. Everything going to go the way it's supposed to be, and you're going to follow me. You're going to get behind me. You're going to get behind me, and the kids going to get behind you. So everything is going to fall in place in that fashion. But if it don't work that way, you can call yourself high value all you want to, but you'll probably be cussing me out as you move on and say, F him. I ain't got time for him. He's trying to do. So in that case, I would say it's hard to probably get a woman to do those things now that she's able to sit in the front seat with me and my friend and hold a conversation with us when I tell her, hey, I don't need you in a conversation with us. But she insists on, you don't tell me who to talk to and not. So there's a problem right there.
Okay.
So when it comes to value, it don't count on the money that you make. Just because you're making money, that means you can get in a conversation with me and my friends, or you can talk to any man you want to in front of me, and I'm supposed to walk away. There's no value to that, because if I walk away from you, that means, hey, I'm out of here. You can finish talking here.
Right.
I'm gone.
So I have to take other calls. I appreciate your input.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. All right, stay right there, everybody. Nagase, when you get time, do you want to email me your information? Maybe I can put that on the screen whilst we're talking. And thank you.
Yes.
Sheila, I got your information at Tower of Love Foundation. Sheila, do you want to tap in? Do you have my email address, Nagase? It's The Hater.
No, I don't. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay. The Hater 1964@yahoo.com. If you can just email me a link to your platform or your website, I'll put that on the screen whilst we're talking, okay?
Okay.
Let's bring in Evelyn. Hey, Evelyn.
Thank you, sir.
Evelyn, thank you for your support. Evelyn sat down.
How you doing?
Evelyn, you sat down my friend yesterday, number 9. You got him out of here for 30 days.
Thank goodness, because he's a cancer to all the young men listening to your show. If you're a black man, you should have something good to say or something to give to a younger black man than to tell him he's wrong about everything. Every aspect of somebody black life is wrong. If you're black, you're on.
He's my friend, but damn all that. You spend Skrilla, he's out of here for 30 days.
Okay. I called in
the question
on the question.
Yeah, can a woman be high value? Evelyn from Long Beach, California, please.
Yes, a woman can be high value.
Come on.
Me and you talked about this, but the question was the other way around. how about a high value man? And I said this to you then, that sometimes women are high value when they meet a man, and he might not have nothing. And that woman, if she really wants him, she'll help pull him up to her status. And you guys can grow and build together. Some of these women right now, I'm going to use my own sons.
I was just about to say, I don't want to step on what you're saying. You and I come from a different era, and I somewhat sort of know your background and your pedigree. So I would imagine you do have some high value women in your family. They were married, and they made they made sacrifices. So I just want to say all that with regards to you speaking, please.
Mostly every woman in my family is married, and then when it came down to my generation, almost everybody that's my age, they were married as well. And I was just going to say about my two sons that are married, I have never even been over to their house for a Christmas dinner or a Easter dinner. Their wives can't even cook. I don't understand it. See, you want to be, and both of them have very good jobs.
Right.
And you want to have this man that's a high value man, but you're not doing nothing to be high value with him. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean. You done have some kids. Some of them done had some kids.
Teach.
Now you might go ahead on and know how to take care of them and everything, and you might pretty yourself up and all this and that. But let me tell you something that my mama told me is this: a man, you gonna keep on saying, "Oh, you want this," and when I say you want this, I'm talking about the P between your legs. Oh, baby, you home? You want this right here? Yeah, the man gonna keep on saying, yeah, he want this, but guess what? One of them days he gonna say, hell no, I don't want just that. I want something to eat. Where's my food? I just got home from work. What kind of woman are you gonna be? You can't help him to do nothing except for flat back.
Do you want to respond?
Yeah, that's what it is.
And Evelyn, if I can just interrupt for a second, you've been married how many years now?
35.
35. Okay.
To my second husband. My first husband, he died.
Yeah.
He had Lou Gehrig's disease.
That's okay. He's with the Savior now. Negaste, where do you want to chime in? Negaste.
I want to say that to parallel her, women today, unfortunately, partially because of hip hop, our women think that femininity is sexual, and it's not. Sexual is the end result, but that's you shaking your ass and doing all that, and that's not femininity. Your power is in being feminine. Your power is also, like Shahrazad Ali, in serving your man, not because you're subordinate. And just to be clear, just to use that old saying, like, yes, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. So any woman that has a problem with a man being the head, she understands that if she's supportive with the neck and can help the head swivel, then she's a support, and that doesn't mean you're subordinate.
But now, hang on a second.
Between your legs.
Hang on a second, Negaste. Now, when you first came on the line, you were talking about all of these so-called high-value women today, and with all due respect, I said to you, if you're not married, you're not high value. You may have a purpose. You might be a quote-unquote boss bitch, but if you're not married, then what value do you possess in terms of community, network, children, any type of spiritual commitment? Hip hop, I put hip hop on the table. I mean, hip hop's I've been there from the inception of hip hop, but it's really the babies leading the babies, and I get it. I don't hate hip hop. I have my issues with it, but we've gone from Minnie Riperton to Sukihana. That's not leveling up. That's not an upgrade. We've gone ass back. Hold on a second, Evelyn. We've gone ass backwards. So I don't know if hip hop or rap music where it's gonna go, but I mean, I can't look at Young Miami and say, "Yo, she the truth." Fuck out of here. Do you want to chime in? I'm sorry, Negace or I didn't mean to cut you short. I had to say that about hip hop. Negace, please.
No, I'm glad. No, I she can say, I do have something to say, but I wanted to make sure she was able to.
Go ahead, Evelyn. Evelyn, you there?
I didn't want to interrupt her.
I do believe that hip hop in a way had something to do with men and women, because it went to men and women not dancing together anymore. Right. It went to the cipher. Or I'm in the cipher with me and my niggas, me and my boy, and all this and that. You wasn't dancing with women no more. Right. The women are standing up here dancing against the wall by themselves or sitting down at the table. You're not going over and asking a woman. If you are asking her to dance, you won't even buy her a drink of water. You gonna dance her feet off and won't even say, "Hey, would you like a drink or something?" And I'm saying even a soda.
Now they're not even dancing. Now you go into a club, everybody's standing around like a fucking like a zombie. The goddamn phone.
And you were saying about the album covers, they were geared to a woman.
Oh my God.
That was a marketing tool. Like the Ohio Players, every album cover they ever had a bad woman on it.
That's right. Yeah.
That's to set the mood. Barry White was to set the mood. You know.
So let me ask you a question, Star. Was the last caller was asking about if it's, when you say high value, are you talking about, I know what you mean by that, but in society's measure or your own measure?
Well, when the show started out, I spoke about a whole lot of things with regards to can a woman be high value? And I said, if she's not married, no. She might be a boss bitch. She might be doing the damn thing, but what is her network? Not net worth, you know? And also with regards to her value, her ROI, so to speak, is she past the point of producing quality eggs? Because again, when you pass 40, there's a high risk. I think it's almost 40 or 50% that, you know, she can have autistic children. I say that with all due respect. I also spoke about there is a double standard, and most certainly is. Due to the laws of nature, yes, your duty is to procreate, to raise those little life forces. You are the primary nurturer.
Agreed.
Primary nurturer, whether the man leaves or not. So these are the things that I was talking about. Can a woman be high value? I don't give a goddamn if she's jumping out of a C-Class or one of those new trucks, whatever those goddamn things are that the G-Wagon. Who gives a fuck what you drive? But what are you raising?
Agreed.
What is the value that you have to the community? You know, and a lot of times, let's be clear, a lot of times a woman can become a matriarch simply because she's the oldest. She might not have a man, but did she have a man for a long period of time? If so, great. But those are some of the things with regards to the topic. Can a woman be high value? Back to you, Negaste.
Yeah. So what's interesting, I'm going to go personal to me again. So I've been proposed to 3 times. I wasn't in my healing journey. I wasn't ready for that. And this is truthful. So I always wanted a, quote, high value man, what society says. A high value man is, other than his ability to protect and provide, it's the alpha male, basically, that package that every race of woman wants, however that looks within her race. And I had to be truthful to myself at whatever stage to say, the men that want to marry me, I'm going to use a general term. I hate to use general terms, but let's say they're more beta. They're nice. They're very, they'll give me anything, but they're beta, right? And that thing in me that in women, generally, we want an alpha. And that alpha is that high value. We're using this language. So in me, I was like, a lot of women will be like, well, if just in order to be married, I'll just take the beta because the alpha's not going for me. But I was one of the women who were like, well, if I don't match with that man, the man, then I'd rather be single. So that was a choice I made, but a lot of women don't make that choice. But in to your point, though, again, not my fault, but my problem, I was attracting nice guys, but I wasn't attracting the high, big money. And I agree with you that a woman's value has zero to do with her education, her career, her whatever. It has to do with her contribution to society through either childbirth and marriage, or where I disagree with you at is that your nurturing spirit that you bring to motherhood or wifehood you can give it to the community still and be high value, but not in the context of like what you said, as far as if your goal is being picked, being selected,
well,
then you have to be a certain kind of woman.
Stay with me because we're getting a good amount of calls here. Let me make sure I have your information correct on the screen first and foremost, because I appreciate you, co-hosting, if you will. Can you see the screen? Everythingbutaman.com. I want to make sure everything is spelled right. Negaste is on the line with me. Evelyn is there. Evelyn, hang on a second. And I have Sheila, who I'm going to bring in shortly. And let me just make sure I bring in Pow, is that you? Area code 615. Pow.
Hey, peace, man.
Hey, man. You're on a headset or something. We need you to come closer to the phone.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Peace. What's up?
Hey, man, can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, so do you see the title, pal? Can a woman be high value?
Yo, first of all, peace. This is Pal Shadows, the general caller from Nashville, Tennessee, also known as P.E. McCallum, author of the book NGR, What Does It Mean?
Right.
An expose on the N-word from a hip-hop perspective. Peace, Star, glad to be back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I definitely see it. I'm in my righteous bag right now. You know what I'm saying, son of man?
Come on.
I'm in my righteous bag. Because see, while I'm listening to these wisdoms build, and I like what the sisters are saying. You know what I'm saying? And I do want to address this real quick, because first and foremost, I think that what women forget is that it's not just about, being married and what you contribute to society, because when you first meet a woman, if I can make her high value, you understand? I can make a woman high value, and let me show you how. I could give her knowledge of self. I can empower her, right? So, but first I gotta see that she is fertile soil, right? In the 5%, we say you got useful land.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And so there's 6,000 miles of unuseful, 6 million miles of unuseful land. You know what I'm saying? There's 23 million miles of useful land.
Now, how young are we talking? Fertile soil, easy.
How
young are we? Hang on, pal.
Now hold Cypher, hold on. We talking the wisdom got to be of age, man.
Okay.
I mean, we're not dealing with
no older than what, pal? No older than what? Because once that womb starts getting polluted, and if we go in there, we can't have something out there with yellow urine trying to push out babies, right, pal?
Indeed so, but see, this the science.
The urine has to be clear. So what is the cutoff age? 40, 50? What are we talking?
See, I don't really put a cutoff age on a wisdom gaining knowledge, man. A person can gain because the power right? Her vagina does not make her that's not her only level of value.
No. Pal, we're talking about the womb, because you came in speaking by way of righteous, and I respect that. But you can't invest in the earth, and her womb is polluted, and she's pushing 40. She can be a side wife, but not the main wife. Not the main wife, right?
I hear you. And you in your Kevin Samuels bag on that one.
No, sir. I'm older than Kevin Samuels. This is what I've learned. I learned this decades ago. But hang on a second, guys.
Okay.
Again, on the screen, everythingbutaman.com. Nagase is here with me. Evelyn, sit tight. I'm coming to you next. And Pow. So, Pow, the question, can a woman be high value? The question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Y equals self. And I'm going to tell you, because if that woman has knowledge of herself and she's acting as a wise woman, she can listen to a man, a true and living man, you know what I'm saying, who knows what time it is and knows the science, and she can listen to him and she can build with that man. Oh, that's a high value woman.
Okay. And you would wife her, yes, pal? You'd wife her.
You wife that.
Right.
If you're a wise man, you wife that.
There you go.
You do not wife, man, a lot of men could save themselves a lot of heartache and trouble, Star, if they just, keep that creed right there. Don't wife a woman who's acting like a savage.
There you go. All right, stop right there.
I remember
Pow, hold on a second. Pow.
Go ahead.
Let's go to Evelyn because we're getting backed up on calls. Evelyn, you have the floor.
Right.
Evelyn, you have the floor.
Okay. I'll land my plane on this, Star. I just wish that, black men will, pick some black women, because there are a lot of black women out there that are doing well for themselves and they would like to have a mate. Just because you get a little money, that don't mean you need to run to a different color woman, because I'm not just going to say white women, because they pick all different other colors of women too. But yes, a black woman can be a high value woman.
Okay.
She can be. And matter of fact, she can be born one. She don't need nobody to make her one. She can already be one. She could be born into it.
I thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate your call.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Good night, Star.
Okay, good night. Okay, guys, that was Evelyn from Long Beach, California. Let me make sure I focus on Pow. And Nagase is with me, guys. Everythingbutaman.com is Nagase's website. Pow, back to you, sir. Your book, I've got it right here, right next to me. Are you posting new videos? What's going on your platform? Let me get your information on the screen. Pow.
Yeah, Sam. Appreciate that. Yeah, so again, I'm the author of the book, NGR, What Does It Mean? An expose on the N-word from a hip-hop perspective. And I encourage everybody to run out to Amazon right now and get that, because I challenge you. Everybody listening. You think you know about the N-word, right? I challenge you to go to Amazon. You can get the audio book, paperback, or Kindle. I challenge you to get that book and read what's in there and tell me you didn't learn. Tell me you didn't learn after you read the book, because there's information that I know you're going to want to get, and you're going to feel more enlightened after you read it. But, speaking, I'm glad you brought up my YouTube channel, because I just posted a new video today.
It's on the screen.
And
I have your information on the screen.
All right, peace. So my YouTube channel, NGR Exposed, like you see on the screen, I'm asking everybody to go and subscribe to my channel. Help me blow it up, because it's not just talking about my book, but I'm helping to deal with issues surrounding race relations, and healing from the effects of white supremacy in general.
Uh-oh.
All right, so I encourage everybody. I'm asking everybody to go subscribe, because hey, Star, I'm coming straight up. I'm coming straight at it. No fear. Hey, OGC, no fear. All right, but listen.
I appreciate
look,
you,
I appreciate you, Star. But check this out, family. So on my thing today, I was talking about Tupac, because I am coming from a hip hop perspective.
Right.
So I said, yo, let me deal with my chapter or my section in there that is addressed to Tupac. I call it strictly for my NIGGAs. And I'm talking to everybody's going to want to go check this out because I put it together that, you know, when Tupac first came in the game, he came in with Digital Underground on same song.
Pow, I hate to cut you short, but we have to stay on topic. I want people to go.
Let me land this thought. Let me land this thought.
Go ahead.
All right, let me land this thought. Okay, so I need everybody to go to my page, to my YouTube channel, so they can finish this explanation. But when Tupac came in, he was like an Egyptian pharaoh on the video, same song. And what I'm telling you is that the NIGGA he was representing is the NGR, because NGR comes from king. It originally means king, emperor, ruler, or a source of divinity in the Egyptian hieroglyphics. So Tupac was representing the NGR by coming in, getting carried like an Egyptian pharaoh.
Okay. Pow, great to talk to you, man. Salute. Thank you so much.
Salute. Okay. Salute, King.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Sam.
Peace, King.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's my nigga, Pow. Hold on one second. Sheila, is that you, Sheila?
Yeah, hey, can you hear me?
Hey. Area code 510. Sheila, I'm getting your information on the screen, but just stay with me. That's Sheila, guys, from Tower of Love Foundation. Nagase, back to you, and I want to make sure that I'm promoting your information. Nagase, you have the floor.
Yes. So I wanted to say, before he started talking about the other thing, I do agree that a man can make a woman high value by him bringing her on. And I just wanted to say that. And also, just to throw a monkey.
Nagase flip-flopping.
Thing, like Shahrazad Ali, I'm not opposed to let's say polygamy, and I do, although I have not been in a polygamous relationship myself, I do believe that's the natural way. And one of the ways maybe older women who are older than 20 and 30, who might not be the prize because they can't have the kids or don't want to have the kids at that age, they can still contribute in that way. And I know a lot of sisters are like, what? But I believe that's the natural way. So that's not the topic, but it's part of the process that I think could heal some things in terms of bringing us back to our value as a community and as women.
Okay, well, since you went in that direction, I mean, if we're talking other cultures, you know, there are older women who can become a third wife or a fourth wife. She serves a purpose, and she could be, in a sense, high value because she got a ring. But now,
yes.
But again, with all due respect, you don't have a ring. Do you see yourself getting a ring? Nagase, anytime in the next 3 years, 5 years, decade, if you will.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm aged out. I'm not sure. I know I could get married if I wanted to, but what you're asking, what I hear you asking, though, is the kind of marriage that I would want to have, because anybody could almost kind of get married if they're halfway attractive and whatever, but that's not really what you're asking me. It's like, can I be the prize? I don't know if I'm aged out of that, but
not at this point. Hang on a second. Sheila, are you there from Tower of Love Foundation? Where is Sheila?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Sheila, you are also from Oakland, California. Yes, no?
I am born and raised in North Oakland.
Okay. We've got a little...
Oh, I'm born and raised in East Oakland.
Okay, we got a little echo.
98th and MacArthur.
We got some echo in the background.
My brother used to always like to hang out there.
Sheila, can I ask you to make the adjustments? Turn down the audio in the background because we have a little echo here. Okay, so the question, Sheila, can a woman be high value? You sent me an email, which is pretty lengthy. Sheila.
I believe you can. I mean, I believe it all just, for me, I mean, as a mom, it's all about character and how you raise your children. It's not about how you were raised personally. If I go by the way I was raised and what I used to hear, I mean, it's part of our experience that we grew up listening to certain things, but I choose not to allow my son to hear the type of things that I used to hear. So I think it's important that we turn the page. You know, we don't keep up the same way that we were brought up. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it all depends on who the person is. But as a mother, I'm here to provide the best example for my child. And so I think the value in someone is in their character. I think it's all in being obedient in God's word. You want to speak what's right. You want to do what's right according to his will. I am a person of faith. And so I believe that, you know, when you conduct yourself out in the world, out in the community, you should talk a certain way acceptable to God. You shouldn't be using the N word. You shouldn't be using the B word. I mean, you have to go. I think you should talk in the way that you would talk if it's acceptable for your child to hear, then it's acceptable. If it's not acceptable for your child to hear, then it's not acceptable, and it's not of value, in my opinion, because we're trying to raise up the next generation.
But now, hang on a second, Sheila, with all due respect, are you married, and how old are you?
I'm married, yes, and it's been almost 26 years.
Okay.
And my child is 50.
You're still married now?
And
you're still married?
I am still married, but we're separated. But you know, we were together for a very long time.
Well, listen, with all due respect, what you're talking about is self-worth, and that's great. You were married. Congratulations, salute. I'm not going to say anything with regards to your union and why you guys are no longer together, but we're kind of talking about, you know, different people in today's day and time. And you're how old again? How old are you, Sheila?
I'll be 50 in October.
50. Okay. Do you see yourself getting married again? Just a random question.
No, my focus is on my child. I'm not even, no.
Okay. Sheila, we've got a bad echo in the background, but I appreciate you, and I'm going to continue promoting Tower of Love Foundation. Also, you're in my community section. Guys, this is Sheila. Anything, last words, Sheila, anything?
You just have to keep up with school board meetings. The one the other night was a real fiasco.
Nice.
The board majority actually voted to silence me, and I'm the voice of the children that can't speak for themselves. And yeah, it's very bad. But
let's get you back on the show.
Advocacy.
Let's get you back maybe this weekend to discuss that more. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Okay. Uh-huh.
I didn't want to cut her off, but we've got a bad echo, and it's causing an issue with Nagase.
I heard it.
Yeah. Are you there, Nagase?
Star. So there's a lot of women who are married who are, quote, no good. Do you consider those women high value because they're married and have kids?
Well, what do you mean no good? What do you mean no good?
So she's not a good wife.
Okay.
Say she's not a good mother. Whatever that means, check. But meaning she has the titles of mother and wife because somebody married her.
Okay.
Does that just say she's Lady A and Lady B is somebody like me, age aside, who has the more values or whatever, the thing that I've been talking about me, but I'm not married or children.
Would I consider her to be a high value woman?
Yes.
Well, if she's got that ring, she's got you beat, with all due respect. And whether she's a nasty, I don't know, profanity laced, drug induced, alcoholic, I don't know, as long as she puts on her game face, provides for her children, instills certain values within them, and she's there for her husband and her community. You see, with women, it has to be community. You can't just be like a man, moving, shaking, and popping, and then you don't necessarily have to answer to the same standards of a woman. So a woman can be, as you're trying to say here, not such a nice person, but she can be a high value. Sure.
But what I hear you saying is she still has to fill certain obligations within that marriage.
A role.
The roles, yes. So because there's a lot of women who are married, but they're trifling mothers. They are cheating out there, not just drugs, which might be an illness, but just her character is just, she's not a good mother. She's objectively, not just subjectively. And so because a man married her, so I don't know if that's what you were saying, because I don't believe marriage makes a woman high value. I think women who are the most sought after are the ones who are high value. And I think that's defined by a woman who knows her own feminine power.
Whores are sought after too now, right? Whores. IG models.
Yeah.
Thoughts. So just
that's another kind of value.
Well, hang on. No, that's a low standard. That's a low standard. And those who accept those low standards, that's a low vibration. It's a low vibration.
Right.
But now with
that, yeah.
In my opinion, with regards to being married, first and foremost, when you have a union that works and you are a high value woman, there's certain things that just don't appeal to you. This whole cheating thing that I keep hearing black women, yeah, he cheated. Well, why did he cheat? More than likely it's because of your mouth. You don't know how to control your mouth. Would you agree or disagree that most black women today got this thing, you know how my mouth get?
I do agree. I do agree. Yeah. I agree. But like I said earlier, I think there's reasons for that are valid, that other groups of women don't have. They're not like that because they didn't have the same experience. They're not a crooked tree because they were nurtured in a different way and their femininity was allowed to grow and prosper. But if you're not safe, then you're not. And then you're just going to try to get the man who got the most. So yeah, a lot of us are not running around high value or within our value, but I just wanted to make sure that in the women that are listening, if you are of a certain age, and like when Kevin Samuels would get on people's cases because they got a bunch of kids, they've been divorced, they got all this stuff, that's less value than somebody like me who could have been married but chose not to be married because I wanted it to be right. And what I confess to you is I would love the guy that the highest value women get, but you have to be on that level to get him.
Yeah. Well,
that's the truth. That is the truth.
I appreciate you being open and honest, but at the same time, Kevin Samuels had to reach a certain point in his life when he could see straight because he wasn't always the guy that he professed to be. He and I come from the same era, so a lot of things that he said and thought, I thought those things as well, but I didn't necessarily formulate them like he did, but I gave him all the credit. I'm not trying to act like I'm some guru. I'm a lot more harsh. I'm more cut and dry, selfish, if you will. What did he have? 2 or 3 kids? 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're much higher level than him, Star.
I'm not trying to put myself in comparison to him. No. He had kids. Me. I say fuck them kids. It's about me. Fuck them kids. I ain't got time to take care of nobody's kids. Fuck out of here. Can you stay with me?
And there's nothing wrong with that because you could be like Nick Cannon and you could have.
No. Nick Cannon is slinging free dick. I don't sling no free dick. Are you there? Area code 443. Good evening.
Yes. Hello, I'm here.
Hey there.
Good evening.
Who am I speaking to?
So my name is Lily.
Hey, Lily. How are you?
I'm wonderful tonight. So I wanted to touch just a couple of different things because a woman can be. Wait, hold on. I can't.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear us?
Yes,
okay.
I can hear you.
The question, can a woman be high value?
Yes,
come on.
Absolutely.
Tell us why.
Okay, by her morals, her characteristics, her faith, just in general, who she is and knowing who she is. And when she brings that to the table, she adds value.
Can I ask how old are you?
I'm 32.
Are you married?
soon to be.
Okay. You're not high value. You're just confused right now.
How so?
You don't have a ring. You're 32. You're giving generalizations about something you have no knowledge of, with all due respect. Do you have any children?
I have 2.
Mm-hmm. And the father of those children or fathers, where might they be?
Passed away.
Both of them or one?
Just one.
Just one. Okay. So you hope to get a ring, or you've got the ring and you're headed towards matrimony?
I'm headed there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, right now at this point in time, you might be a good woman. You may even be, and I say this with all due respect, a boss bitch. But you have not been fully claimed. High value women are claimed. It's not like a high value man who has options and he can lay down with this one and that one. You have to commit to one man. Can you do that?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Sounds hot. Do you want to jump in, Negaste?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what she said. That's with the morals and the values.
You don't know her.
Also, Star.
You agree? You don't know if she's out here up on OnlyFans. Yeah. What do you mean you agree? Don't even know her.
No, not the OnlyFans. No, but I do agree with you, Star. You know that when you slant it towards society, there are just like a certain group of men, but that's a small group of women. Even in other races, that's a small group of women.
Oh no. I'm talking about in general. If you have not been claimed, you do not have a network. Again, never mind your net worth. What is your net worth? Young lady, you said Lily, right?
So if I was married, that would make me a valued woman.
Well, you would have value to a person, your husband. You say you have children. You know, I want to be respectful, but so you're on your way, but I don't necessarily know what your parameters are and things of that nature. What is your network? Do you have what does your family tree look like? Because if we're talking about women, wives, you are an ROI, or we are curious to know what the ROI is, return on investment. What is your family tree? Doctors, lawyers, teachers, professors? What is your family?
It's okay. I do have I have correctional officers. I have nurses, social workers. I'm in school to be a probation officer.
You have no family. So you have no wealth. You have no wealth.
Okay.
I'm asking. I mean, I don't want to be rude.
No, we're not wealthy, but we're okay. Like, we're able to live not above our means, but we live well. We have everything we need.
Do you pay a mortgage or are you renting?
Looking to buy. Okay. But I do have family who own their homes and own properties.
At this current time, and I'm not trying to belittle you, at this current time, you do not have a home to call your own. You're in search of one.
Yes.
Okay. Well, when your husband wifes you, then you will upgrade. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about your.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yes.
It's fine. Tell us about your father. Your father.
Amazing. My dad is just the best man I've met besides the man that I'm with. I have a great dad.
Did he put braces on your teeth? Don't lie.
I didn't need them, but he's been there for everything I've been through.
Okay, well, I mean, Negaste, you can jump, and I just have one more question. You said Lily, right?
Yes.
What's the last book that you've read? The last book that you've read?
The last book that I was reading was a prayer book. It was like
Give us the name. Give us the name.
It was something I seen on TikTok, actually. It was a prayer book. Can you grab it for me?
Negace, jump in there. Negace, jump in.
Yes, sister. I wanted to ask you. Is your not to get all in your business, but is he wealthy? Your fiance?
Hell no.
No, we're doing fine together. It's called Prayers and Promises for Life.
I'm just joking. I'm picking with you. Go ahead, Negace. Go ahead.
So do you? I'm just curious. This is from woman to woman. Like, do you? If he's not rich, are you okay with like helping him build the wealth and being supportive of him? And the woman is the. And do you believe in like cooking for him and serving him?
Yeah, I definitely believe in all that. I do that. I just gave him a massage.
Okay.
While watching Star.
Hang on, Negace. What is his line of work, Lily? Your fiance?
He is an electrician.
Okay. It's a union man. He works with his hands. That's commendable.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Negace.
Oh, that's okay. So now, I'm just throwing this in there. Would you ever consider polygamy?
Why would you go there?
I would. I mean, I like the thought of it.
Okay, I was just curious, Star, not to even go there like that, but just to see what our sisters are about and what she's thinking. So. I think she's high value based on how she's talking. She sounds very feminine. She sounds like the old school kind of woman, but she's young enough to have a tribe of kids still. Okay. So more kids. Well, Lily, I think she's high value based on that.
Okay, well, listen, you're hopeful, and I appreciate that about you, Lily. Before you go, can you tell us what is the difference between a soup spoon and a teaspoon? The difference. A soup spoon
and
a teaspoon.
Don't know.
Yeah.
But I was just talking about going to etiquette school because I know they teach you that.
Yeah, well, listen. You've got 2 kids and you're 30 what?
2 this year.
Okay. I wish you and your future husband all the best, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Are you there, Negace?
I'm here.
Okay. Negace, you as a 50-year-old woman, you know the difference between a teaspoon and a soup spoon, right?
A size.
Okay. What else?
That's all I know is size.
Oh, second. Oh, second.
Size matters.
Area code 804.
Lord save us all. Lord save us all. Good night, everybody.
Yes, sir. Good night. Good night,
man.
Sir. Come on in.
Hi.
It's great discussion tonight. Great discussion.
Thank you,
I will say the thing with I would say the females, can a woman be high value? I think she can be, but does she want to be the high value? That's a question. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people gonna do what they want to do. One thing I didn't hear tonight was the daddy little girl syndrome. Because you gotta remember, when we coming up, they, especially that little life force that you have, that girl can't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really put, I would say, responsibility into a young girl's hands at that time and phase in their life. But that kind of could turn into an ugly monster later on. And that's how I look at it. You know what I mean?
Are you a father, sir, of girls?
No, I'm not a father right now. No.
No, am I. But, Negace has been very transparent, if you will, and she spoke about not having her father at a very early age. So you're welcome to chime in with regards to that discussion. But the question, can a woman be high value? You're saying possibly? I want to be clear on what you said.
Yeah, I'm saying it's possible, but what I'm also saying is that would she want, dude, the females that we see in this era right now, would they want to be, would they, I would say, would they want to be high value? Speaking how we talking about submissiveness and, being in a situation where they could turn themselves into that partnership versus being a baddie and, you know what I'm saying? That's just the difference. But yeah, I definitely think a female can be a high value woman. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? But
well, with all due respect, if they get claimed, how old are you, sir?
I'm 42.
Okay, she can't do it by herself.
Of course not.
Can't do it by herself. So
of course not. Nobody could do it. I mean, at the end of the day, we all. I mean, as a man, we like. Of course, I'm a Kevin Samuels baby. You know, I done watched that man plenty of times. But there's a lot of things that on top of that, when we say high value, remember he has a hierarchy. It's not just because you have money as a man or. You see what I'm saying? Everything was tears. It was different.
None of it is about money. I don't give a goddamn how much money a female makes. At the end of the day, she has to lay down and receive the tool.
Exactly.
She has to receive the tool.
That's a fact.
Right?
Whole fact. That's a whole fact.
Are you yourself married?
No, I'm not. I'm single. You know.
Any plans to get married, sir, at your age? Any plans to get married?
I mean, it's not really foreseeable for me because it's not no benefit to me as a man at this point in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not. You know what I'm saying? I respect anybody that does, and I like that's something beautiful to see. But in this time in the age, like, what is the benefit for the man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's really no benefit. Like,
I don't really give advice, but I will say this. You know, don't wife a broke bitch. Don't wife a broke bitch.
You best not.
What does that mean, Star?
What's that?
Star, you just said a woman's money means nothing to her value, but then you said that.
Sir, hold on. Sir, let me respond. Go ahead. What's your question now, Nagase?
So you said a woman's money has nothing to do with her value, but then you said don't wife a broke woman.
That's right. Yeah.
Liability.
So that sounds contradictory.
Sir, can you let me respond?
Not really.
Sir, can you let me respond?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Now, your question, Nagase? Your question?
So you sound contradictory on the one hand to say your value has nothing to do with your material progress and all that, but then you're telling the man, don't marry a broke woman.
Yep.
So
spiritually broke, mentally broke, baggage, depressed. I don't want none of that. I don't deserve none of that. I don't care if you had to put your cereal in Tupperware in the projects. I don't give a fuck. My mother used to tell me back in 1975, save her number, but don't save her life. I'm not here to save your life. Bring something to the table, some discipline. Respect me. First and foremost, don't raise your voice to me. I'll put you out. So yes.
So in theory, Star, even though you're selfish and you don't want that lifestyle, in theory, if you did, what you do feel some woman is worthy of you and high value enough for you, right?
Bring an education to the table. First and foremost, the literacy rate today is so goddamn high. It's a shame. When I get emails from women who want to get with me, bitch, if you don't know the difference between where a capital letter goes, a punctuation, a comma, fuck out of here. See, that's a broke bitch.
I agree. I agree with you, but do you agree? But do you agree with the other caller that you could actually help a woman who has potential for that to come up?
Well, it depends on what you're bringing to me. Are you bringing respect? Are you bringing sass? Are you bringing a polluted womb? What are you bringing to me? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you.
Okay, no, she's bringing respect, but maybe her background didn't allow her to know the difference between a teaspoon and a soup spoon, and she doesn't know about history, but she's willing to learn. She doesn't know about Cheek Anta Diop and
if I can
history
jump in, if I can jump in. You see, I'm not trying to raise a bitch. A lot of guys think that you're gonna get something.
Daddy's little girl.
You're gonna get something so young and teach her. No, you got to come with something. You got to have some type of family.
Daddy's little girl.
Some type of family a lineage or something. You just can't bring a wet vagina to me and think I'm just going to give you, put you in some fucking red bottoms. Sir, can you go ahead and land your plane so I can bring other calls in? Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, we live in a microwave era where, nobody wants to put the work in. That's just what it is, And again, we making all these excuses, but at the end of the day, we know what it is, And have a good night. Appreciate y'all for taking it.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Stay with me, Negase.
Yes.
I want to make sure I don't hang up on the wrong caller here. We're having a good discussion, guys. On the screen, Everything But a Man. That's Negase, her website, and your book that you sent me. Pardon me. I went to the website. I'm going to print that out and possibly put that in the community section. I appreciate your patience. I'm looking for any more callers. If not, I'm going to. Wow, 3 hours and 20 minutes. I may take a break shortly, but let me try and bring in a few more callers here. Who's been in the queue waiting? This looks like area code 415. Are you there? Wednesday morning, pardon me.
How you doing?
Wednesday morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Star? Good evening here from the Bay Area.
Hey.
Thank you for this topic. This is D Minor.
Hey, man.
Yeah. So, can a woman be high value? Yes. And I would have to say this to kind of just piggyback off of what that last caller said. Now, here's the thing, too. I think with a woman being valued, having high standards about herself, I think a lot of that confidence comes from her parents, from her mother, especially from her father. So her father, eventually, that woman will marry someone like her father. But then, in one sense, they can kind of run away from that because they don't want to be with someone like that. They don't want to be with someone like their father. So there could be a lot of things going on. It depends on the relationship that they've had with their father. So I actually dealt with a woman one time, and man, she kind of what you said, Star. She was broken in the sense of she had a lot of emotional issues. You know what I'm saying? So she was dealing with a lot of baggage when it came to her father, and then she was dealing with this, she was dealing with that. So essentially, I just went to the left because I was like, yeah, I ain't trying to say this one. I can't do it.
Well, can I ask, how old are you? You're calling from the Bay. How old are you, sir?
Yeah, 39.
Okay, listen, never mind me. I'm cut and dry, and I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I am the ultimate man. I'm the ultimate man. There's no upgrading from me. Most of my girlfriends leave me. I'm too much to handle. I'm the hard pill to swallow. But now, with regards to the topic, can a woman be high value? What is your answer to that?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I definitely think so. Yeah. She has it in herself to do it.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married. No.
She can't do it on her own, sir.
No, she can't. But that's where a man got to come in at. So that's where the man has to come in. So in that sense, to really show her that.
Man.
Hey, Star. Actually, I gotta.
You gotta slide. Okay.
Hey, Star, real quick. I gotta get back on the scene.
Okay.
But hey, Star. The unfolding the truth behind DJ Nuts exit from Hot 97.
No, sir, we're not interested in that right now, sir. But thank you for the call. Let's stay on topic. Enough is my guy. You still ready to go, Negase?
Yeah, I am. And I wanted to say, somebody mentioned, I don't know if it was you chiming in, or that a lot of men don't want to get married today because what's the point? But if there's not a lot of high value women, then they're not going to want to get married because they're not going to see the reason to get married. But if they saw the real value, like she's going to have my kids, not just biologically just pump out babies as a factory, but a machine, but she is going to actually put out my high value children into the future. She's going to help me achieve my goals as a man. Like when I go out there into the world, she's got my back. When I come home, not only is my dinner cooked figuratively and literally, but she's like, F the man, you got this, you could do this. And she's really helping him. Then more men would actually want to be marry because they would see the value in it because it actually comes from the woman. And if a woman's not valuable and he's already getting sex, there's no reason for a man to want to get married.
Well, I don't think, I don't know all the reasons by way of today's generation why they are choosing not to get married. But if you ask me, I think a lot of women have reached a point where they have no parameters. It's pretty sad to see, again, the primary nurturers, the womb that you come out of to I can't even imagine what it's like for a 15-year-old to see his mother pee popping or up on OnlyFans. What type of psychological effect does that take, on a young mind for a child who's his grandmother is up on live every day, just talking hella crazy. I can't imagine that, So maybe I'm a little too old to have the answer for that. But with regards to, high value woman, yeah, you got to be married, in my opinion. Hold on a second. Area code 813. Are you there? Good morning. We're having a discussion.
What's going on, Star?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. But to answer the topic, the question, no, a woman cannot be high value.
Come on.
It's a contradiction to say that a woman is high value.
Come on.
Value is definitive, meaning that the value in America, the value over in Canada, the value over in Mexico. Mm-hmm. It's the same value. That's why we live off a thing called the gold standard.
Come on.
It's the same value everywhere. Now, a woman can detract from a man's value and subtract value, but she cannot increase his value. When we talk about women being high value, we talk about the complete opposite thing and what a man is considered to be high value. High value man means man of means, man of substance, man has something. The only way a high value man can no longer be high value is if he loses something, which is his value. A woman, on the other hand, and what the female caller she's saying, is that the woman's value are these intangible things. These intangible things, such as having your food ready when you come home and having all this other stuff, you can't count, carry, or measure that. So that's not necessarily a value. These are character traits. These are things of being a generous woman, a caring woman, astute woman, a classy woman. Like, these are character traits when we describe women in value. See, I'm from the South. See, we got these things. You got women in the city, and then you can go get your barefoot warrior. Barefoot warrior will look exactly like that woman in the city, right, but she'll be green as hell.
Right.
She won't know nothing about that love and hip hop stuff. She can go skin a squirrel. She can go skin a squirrel. Do all that other type of stuff.
Come on.
So it doesn't necessarily equate to value for what women is. Value for a woman is looks and what she can do for a man. A man, his value is going to be the same through all women. Unfortunately, in our society and in our culture, our class of people who get lottery tickets, the sports, drug, and entertainment class, these seem to be the leaders and drivers of our culture. To where every other culture, they don't have a position to where they drive the mindset or the culture like that. And as we find out, the sports, drugs, and entertainment, the rappers, the athletes, the drug dealers, these people bone dumb as hell. And, that's why we get this conflated thing that women always say about high value men and what they want from a man is based upon that, not necessarily a standard, but what's perceived as the standard of being a black man.
Come on.
You have to either be successful in sports, drugs, and entertainment in order to be considered high value. But we know there's more men who are of high value and of substance that aren't in sports, drugs, and entertainment.
You spit facts.
Can you give? Sorry.
Come on, Gates.
Can you give clarity on what you said, that when she's cooking or doing, you're saying that is or is not connected to her value?
That's not connected to her value, because a man can get a woman that does that. See, when you consider men in high value, It's about catching a man. And a lot of women don't know how to catch men. See, you don't need those things. You don't need the career. You don't need the job. A millionaire can find a Beyonce working at McDonald's.
Come on.
So
that's right.
Cooking and cleaning, I don't need you to do all that all the time. We can pay somebody to cook. We can pay somebody to clean. That don't necessarily mean what your value is to me. The value for me.
Okay, yes.
Go ahead.
Sir, can I interject?
I was going to ask to clarify.
Can I interject?
Please.
I have yet to meet near bitch that can outcook me.
Now you're talking to language. Now.
I have yet to meet near bitch that can outcook me. My mother taught me in the mid-70s how to cook, took me downstairs into the washroom, showed me how to separate the colors from the whites. And one time, and she said, now don't bother me about this no more. I got to go study for my finals. Go ahead.
but you know what? You know what your weakness will be, Star? You'll fall for the nerdy skeezer.
No, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
No, sir.
She can captivate you intellectually. She can captivate you intellectually. She can do that thing that you like to have done. Wow. But she might be a skeezer.
Well, she won't get a ring though. She won't. I'm not. There's no reason for me to marry any female at this point in time in my life. I've got nieces and nephews, so everything I've got will go to them. I'm not gonna have somebody come into my life in my 60s and break the bitch off. That ain't gonna happen. But go ahead.
So you ain't sure with the whole man?
Hell no. Honestly, I'm dating women in their 50s now who are on prescription medication, and they have to have a net worth of at least 1.5 million minimum at this point in my life.
But see, that makes sense because that's the value that you want them to bring to you. And that's exactly the point which I'm trying to make. It's subjective for men, but it's very definitive for women.
Right.
So the number one thing for a woman to do is to just be fucking pleasant. It's just to be pleasant and be nice to be around.
Right.
Then the other stuff gonna come. You know what I mean? Like each man is different, but if you don't have that basic set, that basic skill set to just be pleasant to be around, then no, I doubt anybody will marry you, no matter what you got or what you look like.
Right.
Well, that's the feminine power that I was speaking about. That's femininity. What you just described is femininity, and that's the most powerful thing on earth. Not masculinity, femininity. Femininity can move mountains, let alone kings. So what you just said, is that. And Star already knows how to cook. So,
but the problem.
But it's the spirit of knowing how to cook. So.
But that's not the standard. That should be a common commodity right there, just being pleasant and being feminine. Right. See, the problem is that now femininity has become so exclusive to where men don't have the patience to wait to discover if you got it or not.
Right. Yeah.
But
it's two-sided.
Exclusive.
It's two-sided. It's not the topic for tonight, but it's two-sided because the same amount of men that can't find these feminine, high-value women are the same amount of women, especially in our community, that cannot find a man's man.
No, but
a lot of men are feminine today. A lot of men have feminine energy, and I'm not talking about gay men. I'm talking about the heterosexual men are feminized in their energy, that they are beta. So that is also is equal.
Can I respond to that real quick, and then I'll let you land your plane. No, Negase, it's different for a high-value man. The right woman has to find me. I'm not in seek of her. I'm not going to trick off on you. I'm not going to make you promises. I'm not putting you in no goddamn Valentino sandals. I'm not putting you in no red bottoms. I'm not going to get you a breast lift. I'm not going to get you a BBL. I ain't doing none of that shit. She'll find me and act according. So you have the last word because I'm getting backed up on calls. Go ahead.
Yeah, so but the long or the short of it is that the prerequisite, and I get women all the time trying to conflate and bring men into the conversation on what the men should be doing this, the men should be doing that. No, the high value men aren't having problems. It's the average man that's having the problem.
Facts.
And see, the problem is that women don't understand that the average man, the guy which you turn your nose up to, who don't make the 300,000, but he make 80K, that you turn your nose up to. Those are the men in which were meant for you. So if you continue to conflate the trade-off of masculinity and femininity, as a woman, your ideal of masculinity is a false perception to begin with. So that's why, by and large, women fall short and they come up wrong, because you don't perceive masculinity in its truest form. Most men perceive masculinity. So we can tell when a dude doing this thing and handling his business. Women cannot perceive that, hence why we have the situation we have today. And I land with plane. Thank you, Star.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Okay.